Again, this Sunday afternoon at 1, right here on the radio station you grew up with, Music Radio 138. Oh, fuck. What the hell's going on here? Oh, geez, well, isn't it the last hour? We got another hour to do? Geez, I thought we were almost finished. Good golly, Miss Molly. Boy, this is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. American Top 40 has moved to a new time. I hope you'll join me this Saturday morning and every Saturday morning at 2. Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's go start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. Just last goddamn time, I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
For advertising opportunities for the following show, email us at cornerpubsports@gmail.com.
Welcome to the best pubcast around, Corner Pub Sports, bringing you sports, beer, and beyond. Catch the show live every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Or get the show wherever you download your favorite podcasts. It's time to grab a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the pub.
This is Lauren Hart from the Philadelphia Flyers, and you're listening to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub. What a fucking shitbag.
Fuck with my yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yo. Hey, Casey Kasem, I feel your pain. It's a motherfucker when the producer is a fucking cocksucker.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, you played it.
Yeah. Mike, your mic's not on your... There you go. Say that again. There you go.
I said you played it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't blame the dog for killing itself. Like Callie said, who names their dog Snuggles? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to April. Nice warm weather outside and that's right. It was like 27 degrees this morning. But
with the wind chill in the teens.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun to wake up to and walk outside, and that was great.
Fucking 70s last week. What the fuck's going on here?
This weekend's supposed to be decent. So we'll see. But the reason why I bring it up is because baseball's back, and we'll talk some Phillies, and we got some football news, an expansion going on there, a little bit of Flyers, some Sixer stuff. We'll do through the beers, do corner pop popcorn. We got all kinds of stuff coming at you tonight. But first, the most important question I'm going to ask for the night. What are you drinking?
Yo, Mike, what the fuck, dude?
What do you do?
What happened?
We were supposed to indulge in the Bacardi tonight. I changed from the spice stuff to this tonight because you said you wanted to do the Bacardi and Coke.
I did.
What a fucking jitbag.
I don't have Coke. I fucked up.
Call Ron.
Dude, I was this close. I'm like, I'm going to hold back, and I'm not going to say it. And I'm so glad that I'm not the one who said it. All right. I was this close.
So anyway, what I'm drinking
Shorty can.
What are you
is
drinking?
Warwick Farms again,
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
double dry hopped, broken clutch,
Broken clutch.
That sucks.
double IPA. Yeah, I've broken a couple clutches and
It's a double IPA. How is it? How's it taste?
good hazy IPA.
Oh, good, man. It's awesome. So I got lager. But
Yeah, how many
You know what?
actual?
I have 4. I have 3 lagers and 1 other beer, but I'm drinking after this is over. This one here, I'm doing something different tonight. So I already have it ready. I'll pour it on the air. I'm gonna make myself a screwdriver.
Ah,
Yeah.
fucking orange juice, huh?
An aristocrat. So like I said, weather's been a little nicer lately until the last 2 days. Polsky said loggers pass town sewer water. But yeah,
So Dave Peterson is smoking AK-48.
AK-48, smoking AK-48.
It puts a hole in your chest, though, and you're done smoking it.
I guess so. Do you scream "Ah, la, 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 la," before you do it?
Yo, remember, Don't Be a Menace? The fucking dude dies, and then Smokey's like, "Yo, pass that shit."
Roscoe's Chicken and Oil Change. Tyson.
It was Steve.
These ain't mine. Tyson.
His shirt's all greasy.
It's fucking Tyson.
These ain't mine.
Dashiki says she's pregnant.
He fucking drops the fucking utensils and shit with his greasy ass shirt.
Damn. Fucking Callie, the text thread's already Callie, Polsky's drinking steroids light. And Steve had a comment for you, Mike. I love that old RX-8. Say what you want about that car was fun. Nah, man, I love it. That was a cool car.
Well, he just said it about because the broken clutch.
Yeah, I knew what he's. Yeah,
I bet that was a little 2-seater, wasn't it?
No, actually, it was a 4-seater. It had suicide doors, so it was a 4-door car.
But it was fun though.
It had suicide doors.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yo,
Nice.
Fat Boy pipe.
So
like rotary engine on it. Yeah, it was. I think
wasn't
it got a
engine-
whole bunch of RPM.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It was a rotary engine. Right?
Rotary engine, yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't have the pistons. It had like the little circle and the triangle thing rolling
Yeah, a
around.
friend of mine, he had the RX-7.
Yeah,
And it was real dark gold.
nice.
Man, was that fucking thing quick?
Yep.
That was fun. That was a fun car to be in.
Ryan, do you remember when I had the RX-8?
Nah, Mike. The earliest car I remember you with was, I think it was the one you had before the one you got now.
Well, that was the RX-8.
Oh,
This red sports car.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, maybe not. All right.
And that's the only car I remember you with.
Okay.
Unless we were out and I just didn't know you had it and I didn't go check it out.
What was what was your very first car?
Mine? Christ, mine was an 84 Crown Vic. My brother remembers it because I parked it in the driveway because I wasn't able to drive it. I was trying to sell it or something at some point. And him and my my cousin and my sister and stuff, they said like it was at level with the brick on the stairs.
Yeah.
So they called it the auto bridge. They used to like when they were playing tag and stuff. Instead of running down the steps and stuff, they'd jump on the car and jump on the hood of the car to get to the other side of the. They just like run right across it.
Mine was a I think it was a 2000 Chrysler LHS.
That
car-
fucking thing, man.
That car was falling apart. Yeah, my headlight was tied in with an extension cord.
Your first car was a 2000. It was falling apart.
Oh yeah. I didn't get my license till I was fucking
But
30.
dude, when you got it, you were happy as shit. You thought you were badass when you got that car.
I love that car.
My first car was a 79 Plymouth Horizon.
Wow.
Hatchback.
Jesus.
Sean, yours is the Probe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a 1991 Ford Probe. That's fitting. Thanks.
I thought you were going to say fucking Malibu or Buick Regal or something like that.
No, my first car was a Probe, and my second was a 87 Cutlass Salon. That was a cool car. Our buddy,
that was real cool.
Mark was a 77 Granada.
A tank. It lasts forever.
Gary invented the car.
Callie had a 74 Bug. He said it had no floor and he looked like Fred Flintstone driving around. Gary invented the car. What the fuck? But anyway,
I'm sorry, it was a 96.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like 2000, man.
Yeah, it was a 96.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
There was white smoke coming out of the exhaust.
Yeah, dude.
That thing never passed inspection. You guys knew a guy. You guys were down.
My struts collapsed. Like I'm driving down the road one day, right? And you hear boom. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Right. So then, like 2 weeks later, it happened again, and now there's smoke coming from the fucking tires. Like both struts collapsed. I'm like,
I'll make it.
But yo, this car was falling apart. But through the fucking brutal winters and shit, I went out there every morning and I fucking started.
Yeah,
that's because you had like 10 Bernese Mountain Dogs in the back.
I love that fucking car, man.
Yeah. So did you get it inspected by? You knew a guy. That's how you got it past inspection.
As long as the engine light wasn't on.
Yeah,
that's good.
You know, I had that salon. The Cutlass Salon was not street legal, and I knew a guy too, and I got snagged. I got snagged on 611 in Willow Grove. Ironically, right near where I work now, right outside. Man, I got pulled over. Guy's like, he pulls out and he goes, "Well, look at your tickets or look at your stickers and look at these stickers, dude." Like, it was like 6 shades of orange different. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like,
I got it.
That was like a $500 fine or something, probably.
Yeah, I got out of it though. I blamed it on the gas station that I didn't even go to for my inspection, just because I hated the owner.
Oh, there you go.
The one at Nights in Fairdale, that Luke Oil, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up getting shut down, not because of that, I don't think, but they got shut down and it got taken over by someone else. They were taken over. All right. Look at baseball. Baseball kicked off yesterday. Phillies took on the Braves, and it was the first time in front of fans since 2019, September 2019 for the Phillies.
Crazy.
Ironically, the umpire who called the game yesterday, the same umpire who called the last game, but when there was fans in the stands for the Phillies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was pretty cool, man. It was good to see. It was only 8,800 fans, but
they made
which is probably about what they would have had in,
they made a lot of noise.
Not opening day, but at the end of September.
Like you knew they were there.
I tell you, man, it made it seem real again.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not even half full, but it really did it. It added that authenticity. Yeah, but it really did add authenticity to baseball again. Like no cut out cardboard. Like that was the first thing because I had to listen to it. I was working. By the time I got home, I turned it on, and it was already like the 5th inning or whatever. And I'm like, oh, there's fans behind home plate. Yeah. This is awesome. And that was the first thing I noticed. It was like, oh, thank God. Like you
seen the asshole in like 30-something degrees that had his shirt off?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what it is.
Yeah, it was a fucking. Yeah, every time there was a left-handed batter, you got to see that fat fuck standing in the background.
Yeah,
he's like, one of the announcers like, oh, he has a Fanatic headband on at least, so that the heat doesn't escape. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, man, but like, I didn't realize till like we're starting to get fans back how much it bothered me that fans weren't there. Like I got a little out of touch with sports, but like, and I didn't realize how much of it just didn't seem real to me without the fans there.
Yeah.
But
think about
like I'm starting to be very more intrigued with sports again.
Think about the NBA Finals last year. Like when the Lakers, it was like so anticlimactic. Like, like who cared, right? At that point, you're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Confetti flying, and there's giant video screens in the background. Oh, fans go. It was terrible. It was bad.
fretting for their lattes and their hair pieces.
like Lenny said, man, there's the worst fucking people out there, the worst people. But it's the truth. I mean, although they won in Florida, but still their fans, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, it really did make a difference, and it made it feel like a real game for the first time in a long time, man. First time in a long time. It felt like a real baseball game again. It was really good to see. Yeah, so I'm excited, man, because I think by the summer, I think they'll be half full. I think they'll be at 50%. I don't think we'll get to 100%, not for baseball season anyway.
I think you do for the NFL.
Yeah, more on that later. I'm going to talk about that. But yeah, it's awesome. But are you guys going to plan on trying to hit a game soon?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet either.
You, Sean?
I'm getting my shot tomorrow, so I probably will be soon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't if I wasn't getting the shot. I probably wouldn't. No.
Right, that's different. I get my second.
Callie's right. Callie's hit it. The Texas Rangers are full.
No shock
Are
there.
they really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
President came out and said they're foolish.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of flack for it. So, Dave Peterson said,
Yeah, they probably don't have to wear masks either.
Probably not. No, they don't.
Well,
they
all
think
in fucking Florida, the beaches are all open and the beaches are fucking covered and nobody's wearing masks.
Yeah. Well, it's like in Texas, it fucking snows and they thought it was Bill Gates fucking dropping snow on them. Like they blame Bill Gates for the snow. Like that's how fucking bright they are. Dave Peterson just said if they make the playoffs, they'll have a full stadium. Maybe.
Two things come from Texas: steers and fucking the other.
Don't say it.
I didn't say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's always some reference to Goodfellas on this show. There's always something. Jerk off.
They're my friend.
He's batting my arm. He's like this. He's like, don't, and I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. Jerk off.
So the game itself, what'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of Nola? His first game. I mean, windy conditions, cold, and
I think Nola was good.
If you don't get a hit on him on his first pitch, you ain't getting him.
I'm kind of
Sandoval hit it on 2 strikes.
Right, like I'm not there. Nola made a lot of mistakes yesterday. He would have given up 3 home runs if it was decent weather.
Not windy, yeah. There was one at the fence. McCutcheon had to make a play on.
Right. So the Phillies would have, if it wasn't like a winter day yesterday, the Phillies probably lose that game like 6-2. So Nola was okay.
I don't know. Harper had a home run taken away from him too, though.
True.
He had a safe base taken away from him as well.
No, I don't think
he was safe.
No, he got him on his shin. He got him on his shin.
No, he missed him. He was safe. That was a terrible call.
The thing that bothered me is the fact that there's a play at third where they had to go review and they called Harper out. But the fact that he went to tag him again twice because it was like, oh shit, I missed him, and went for it again. That was kind of like
that's where you're like,
yeah, because it looks like he wasn't touched, but hey,
it
took a long time, and if it's inconclusive, they can't overturn it, right? So.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. They were reviewing that fucking play.
It's like,
but anyway, I thought Nola was. I thought he was all right. You need more from him though.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need him to pace himself, Ryan, because when he gets late into the season, he burns out.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like when something's on the line in September, like he hasn't performed.
Yeah.
You need more from him. If the Phillies want to get to where we want them to get, you need more from him.
All right, if he's your ace, he's got to be the ace.
Well, Marcus Hayes, who's always the ultimate,
the most negative person in Philadelphia,
he said Nola has to make that pitch on 0-2 on Sandoval. He's just really good. He's not an ace.
It's hard disagree with that.
I don't necessarily disagree with him. A lot of times he's negative, but sometimes he's right.
I don't know, man. Like,
there's no need to throw a strike in that situation.
No, but it's also the first game of the year, like, and it's bad conditions. That's why that's always hard for me to really jump on that because
but you know what the other thing is though, not to cut you off, but Sandoval's been a free swinger his whole career. You when you have an 0-2 count, you know he's chasing.
Yeah, but as an ace, you got to be able to overcome that as well.
Well, what pitch was called though, too, right? Like,
all right.
Why would you throw a fastball in that? There's a lot of things that go into it, and I'm sure that look,
there's a few variables. We got a few variables here.
They always have they always have a few pitches a game where they like to have back, and obviously that was one of them. Unfortunately for him, but
yeah. You know what? He gave up 2 runs in like 6 1/3 or something like that.
Yeah,
only threw 84 pitches.
Sure, yeah.
That's
solid.
Again, I know that there's different circumstances, but that's pretty good. I know he was dealing through the first 4 innings. He only had 40 some pitches or something through the first 4 innings or something.
Yeah, he started labor in probably like the middle of the 4th inning or so.
It's
Which is crazy because he didn't. It's only 80. He only had 80 some pitches.
Yeah, but it's the first time he's thrown that many pitches since September.
August. Don't they stretch out their arm in spring training?
They do. But he's not throwing.
You're not going to. Yeah, your first start of the season, you're not going to put him out there for 95 pitches.
You don't think?
No,
not your first.
He's
game.
not Clayton Kershaw. He's not. I mean, you know what I mean, Mike? Like he's not a fireballer. So
he's just a solid good pitcher.
Yeah. I had no problem with him coming out after 84 pitches.
I think after that home run, you're like, all right, it's first game
time
of the year.
To get him out. Yeah.
And they already had Archie Bradley warming up, so it's like, let's give him a chance getting out, and he did. Callie keeps dropping off, and Polsky's picking on him. Put another quarter on the Wi-Fi. Refresh. Get back on the tag real quick. Steve said, in my experience at third, I missed a lot of tags, but if the ball beats the runner, they give you the benefit of the doubt.
Fucking dollar store Wi-Fi.
Oh, there he is. Callie's back. He said he's not Nolan Ryan. Yeah, I thought Nolan was fine. And especially against. Now I just read an article. I think it was Bleacher Report ranked the top lineups offensive. And the Braves were ranked number 2.
Wow.
I don't.
Dodgers won.
Dodgers won. Yeah, I don't think the Braves are number 2, but the Braves are top 10 easily, maybe top 5. I don't think they're 2, but going by that, if Nolan gives up 2 runs in 6 2/3, it's playing both sides. It's still the first game of the year. I get it, but that's impressive to me.
I mean, you want all your aces. Don't give up a lot of runs and keep us in it. Like that's what you need from your ace. So he did his job yesterday.
Like this is a solid Phillies team. The main thing we need from the Phillies, we need them to stay healthy. If they don't stay healthy, then that's going to become a problem.
Well,
that's even worse for this team because there ain't much behind the starters. There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if the starters and the stars can stay healthy, they can win a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of variables with this team.
Oh, a lot of variables.
More variables. Got some variables here, son. What's your variables, son? Tell us your variables. We'll help you out. We'll give you an opinion. We'll let you know if you're right or wrong. We got some variables here.
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you about your variables. You're only allowed to have the variables if I say you can have them. Then we'll tell you if you're right. They're my variables, all of them.
I don't know what it's from.
No, me neither.
Nothing. It's some variables there, son.
Yeah, right. What are you going to say?
At least Sean gets it. Cocksuckers.
Let's talk about their defense, though.
More variables in the defense.
Alec Baum made a really nice catch. Didi Gregorius made an unbelievable catch.
Oh man, that was nice.
I catch it.
And the play that I think it was in the 10th inning that Real Malto made at home plate.
Oh yeah,
The best catcher in baseball showed why he's the best catcher in baseball.
Dude, he almost knocked that dude unconscious.
Yeah,
He was on the ground like, what?
and
the
he didn't
hell
like
happened?
he didn't break the rule like to where you can't block the plate. He let the ball take him in front of the plate. Like
Yeah.
so,
Now,
like, there
if
was
he
no
caught
way.
Right. If he caught the ball and then did that, he was
Right.
screwed. He kind of moved enough where the ball was kind of taking him that way, and he kind of slowly let his body take him that way, and it looked like it was natural, you know.
Right. So like
that was a hell of a catch on the where that landed. And like, and yeah, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
honestly, when they like when
Is that the
whoever
one
hit
coming through?
yeah, like when whoever hit the ball.
Man, he's got a fucking arm.
But I was thinking, game's over. Like, there's no way Quinn makes that throw, and like, I was surprised Quinn was able to make that throw.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was a pretty decent throw. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't real deep to where he had to like really fire, but it was a nice play all around.
It was an accurate throw. So like their defense,
Really accurate, yeah.
their defense is really why they won that game yesterday. So that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
That catch that Alec Baum made, dude, like, man,
It was bomb, and like you just said, Gregorius. I mean, look, we get a full season of Alec Baum. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be real fun to watch to see how he progresses and how he develops into an everyday hitter, an everyday third baseman on this team. I know this defense isn't really his strong suit, but the more you do it, I mean, you know, the better you get. So I would think.
Yeah, I just hope that Baum doesn't end up being the next
Franco,
Dominic
Brown, Cody Ashe,
See, I
Darren Ruff.
Yeah, I think with Baum though, like I think he's more like Brown. Jesus Christ, Baum is that unlike some of the other guys, he's a little more well-rounded. Where Dominic Brown, however, is the exception there, where he was looked at as a five-tool player.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think he's coaching Little League somewhere now, around here somewhere, not too far, I don't think. Maybe I'll try to get him on the show one time.
Think you have time?
Yeah, I know you're not doing anything, Don. Come on the show.
Let me tell you a variable.
So I don't know. Like I think because he's a little more well-rounded, he's got the stature. I think he's a little better built. Some of those other guys were.
Baum just has the look, dude.
And I think the other thing, the big thing for me, like when we started the show, actually 6 years ago today, I think it is, or yesterday.
That's right.
The first show we talked about Miguel Franco. And,
happy anniversary, fellas.
Happy anniversary.
That's right. Yeah, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes!
So we talked about Miguel Franco, and I said that I wasn't a fan. I didn't think he was really going to be anything special. I thought he was too much of a free swinger and struck out too much in the minor leagues. You never heard about Baum. You heard about Ruff a little bit, but you didn't hear about about Baum.
And I'm wondering if Hoskins is going to be the next guy that's not.
Hoskins had a bad game yesterday, man.
It's the first game.
I hear you, but the pressure's on him. He needs the.
Well, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah,
get into that part.
Well, I think that's a good point though. I mean, it's been 2 years since he's really impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we all said, well, he's hitting it. He's doing it all now. What's he going to be doing 2 years from now? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like every other game, he's hitting 2 home runs.
It's just so inconsistent. Strikes out inopportune times. I don't know.
And he was up a couple times with a guy on base. All he had to do was hit the ball to the other opposite field, even a sacrifice fly, something, and he struck out. And then he had that error.
Like that first season was here. Maybe that just did something to his head.
Well, I mean, interestingly enough, Kingery's what? He's not even with the team, right? He's down in AAA.
Yeah. They shipped him down.
Yeah, they Marcus Hayes, who we talked about negativity and another negative article, but he talked about how the old regime ruined him. with the salary, with
Yeah,
his
didn't they pay
exit
him a
velocity
buttload of
and
money?
launch angle.
They gave him a
Between-
buttload of money, didn't they?
Yeah, before he even stepped foot on the field.
On a major league field, yeah.
I mean, they didn't give him a ton of money. It seemed
24
like a
mil
good,
for 6 years.
which would have been a great deal if he was, an all-star.
Right.
Yeah, but between innings, he's selling popcorn.
I actually had that written down. Want to talk about Kingery real quick. That it is like Mike just hit it on the head. The launch angle thing. So I was trying to get Jeff Fry on for the show this week. He wasn't able to do it, but he has a guy who teaches these kids these camps and stuff, and launch angles, and teaches them with these stupid tools and all. Well, somehow this guy's involved with Kingery's, in some way, and Kingery's hit instructor is somehow like his private hit instructor is involved with this guy, but they teach all these crazy like drills and stuff, things that like I don't know, man. Just the game of baseball doesn't have to be that complicated. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, but so the thing is that not only that, but he. Kingery was known as Scotty Jetpacks, like that was his like Twitter handle or some shit, whatever. He was supposed to be a gap hitter, supposed to be somebody who found the gaps and got doubles, used the speed.
Found the
gap. He was supposed to be a table setter.
That's the best variable of them all.
As your second baseman, and all of a sudden, Sean, weren't you the one that said, "Damn, Kingery's ripped"? Kingery bulked up.
Well, that was last year, but before that, his last year in AAA is when it really took off because he had 6 home runs his first year. His next year, he had 27, and then all of a sudden, he thinks he's a home run hitter.
I mean, AAA a big difference.
27 in AAA.
That's a difference big difference to the big leagues than there is in AAA. Mm-hmm. Big difference.
Yeah. So him bulking up and stuff, he went away from what was making him good. And then the other thing is he had 7 different gloves in this thing. He never had a set position.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Kapler, when he came up, that was a mess. You couldn't find a position for the kid. You felt bad for him.
Yeah, Cesar Hernandez was your second baseman because he had a future.
Yeah.
Is he even in the
way to stay positive there, Mike?
Is he even in the majors?
Probably.
Yeah, he is. He's still playing.
Oh.
I forget where he's at now, but he had half a decent year, I thought, last year.
Yeah, he's cutting grass.
Yeah. So they're now that Kingery thinks he's a home run hitter, that's kind of messed up his swing and all this stuff, and the hitting instructor that kind of taught him how to do this launch angle shit. Apparently he's still in contact with him, and it sounds like Kingery is refusing to change things up. Like he just, I don't know if it's stubbornness or whatever, or hey, I learned how to hit this way, and this is the way I'm going to hit, and that's it. But he doesn't seem to be wanting to shy away from that. So maybe he'll never make it back to the Phillies. I don't know. We'll see what happens with him. So we ran a poll this week. So I'm going to get into baseball predictions because we didn't really do the baseball prediction stuff. We just did Phillies. But speaking of Phillies predictions alone, on our latest show, our panel all had the Phillies taking the over 81 in wins this season. What is your prediction? And the options were under 81 wins, over 81 with the playoffs, or over 81 and miss the playoffs. So what do you think was the majority?
So there was only 2 options. It was under 81, miss the playoffs, over 81, make the playoffs?
No, under 81, over 81 with the playoffs, and over 81 but miss the playoffs.
Oh, okay. I would have thought that the majority would have been over 81 but missed the playoffs.
That's where I'm at.
Majority went over with the playoffs. 57%.
Oh, wow.
57%. And then a 24 had them missing the playoffs, and 19 had them under 81 wins.
Meanwhile, Gary's daughter has a diaper behind him that apparently, when Gary shits his pants at night while he's sitting there drunk, he's got It's got something.
I can't even hear Garrett. I can't even hear Garrett anyway.
No.
Nope. He's like
I
over
think he
yelling.
muted himself.
I don't think so. Anyway. Yeah. So baseball. How about the baseball preview in general? Because we didn't do this. We talked about the Phillies and what they would do. So all of us had Phillies at 81 and over. A few of us said, playoffs. Maybe they sneak in, maybe they don't. But who do you think wins? Why don't we keep it simple? Let's do NL East. Dude, I'd throw her outside. If that was my kid, I'd be like, get the fuck.
Did you wait?
I already threw my kid out before the show.
Oh
yeah, it was a scene. Let's talk about the NL East. Who wins the division, and then we'll just do the NL and AL and who wins the World Series. But who do you think wins the East?
I think it's the Nationals.
Really?
Yeah. They have Strasburg. They have Scherzer, and they signed John Lester. I think last year was. I mean, they started the season unhealthy, and then I still think they're the cream of the crop in this division. So I think it's them, then the Braves, and then probably the Mets.
Okay. Callie said
I'm going to go Braves. I'm going to flip-flop them, Braves, and then the Nationals. And then I'm going to go Phillies finishing above the Mets.
Yeah, I know the Braves they have such a great lineup, man. They really do, and their pitching is always good. Their relievers are good. Some of the relievers are good, I should say. They picked up a few guys late last year. Yeah, I'm going to go Braves. I'll go Nationals. I'm not sold on the Mets. They always have pitching. DeGrom's a great pitcher. Lindor was just given a huge contract. But the Mets are going to Met.
Yeah.
I think the Phillies finish ahead of the Mets. And that's why I think the Phillies have a chance to maybe sneak in.
Polsky said the Chiefs. Does that,
Chiefs.
Is that
Oh,
the Braves?
Yeah.
Does he mean the Braves, or is he not sure?
I think he means the Braves. Yeah. And then I'll tell you what, I won't be surprised. Well, the Marlins might lose 6, though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if the Marlins actually finish ahead of the Mets. Not to say the Mets. I don't think the Mets are a bad team at all. I don't think any team in the NL East is a bad team. I think this is one of the most competitive divisions in baseball.
I think it only takes 90 wins tops to win the division
because they're going to beat each other up.
Because they're going to beat up each other. Yeah.
Like Polsky said, what about the Queefs? That's their chant. Gary, you're muted. There you
That's
go.
a variable.
That is a variable.
Fuck.
Who you got, guy?
What do you mean? Who I got?
For the NL East.
It's tough. Every one of the teams in the division have gotten better. Braves, Nationals, Mets. That's the top 3.
Okay. All right. Well, the Phillies, Marlins, I guess.
Yeah.
NL. Who wins the NL?
Dodgers.
I don't. Yeah, dude, that lineup is stacked. That the rotation is disgusting. The Padres might be the second best team, and they're not going to win it. It's crazy. That's just that's a harsh reality there. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say anybody but right. Although it's nice to see that Justin Turner in back-to-back games that matter made dumb mistakes.
Oh yeah,
in the World Series, he comes out with COVID with no mask on and starts celebrating with his team, and then yesterday in the game he makes a base run and blunder and turns a home run into an out. Did
they win that game anyway?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about the game. I just heard about that play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they did or not.
Did you guys hear about that play?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He's given a nice little chunk of change in the offseason and stuff, but yeah, he's doing some bonehead things out there, man. I don't know. Maybe he's a little bit of a head case. I don't know.
What a jetbag.
What a jetbag. What a fucking
jetbag.
Before we wrap,
yeah.
Is that where we're doing the most valuable Philly or the?
Was it? Yeah. Why don't we do that first?
Is that what it was? Most valuable Philly? What
like the most important Philly for the season.
Okay. So who's gone first?
All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I think it's Zach Eflin.
Fucking took mine.
Sorry. I think you Nola should be. You should know what you get from Nola. You're going to know what you get from Wheeler. Wheeler's going to be a solid pitcher. Behind him, that dude they got from the Tampa Bay. Who's that pitcher? Their fourth starter, Matt Moore. So he'll be a solid four starter. But Zach Eflin needs to be more consistent. If Zach Eflin can win you 14 games, you're going to be in good shape, man. Good shape. If he comes out and he's to pass Zach Eflin, where one game he looks, even from inning to inning, where he looks really good, and then he gives up 3 home runs in an inning, and that's like what he consistently still does, Phillies are going to be in trouble.
All right, so because I was going to say Eflin,
We have a lot in common. We both love tits and Motley Crue.
I'm going to go with different direction.
Do you both love Motley Crue?
No.
Actually, I hate Motley Crue.
Well, they do have that in common.
Yeah, same here.
I'm going to say Gene Segura.
There you go.
Because
Thought about him.
And again, not important, not valuable, but someone that's important that you're not really thinking of him, right? Like he's kind of the forgotten guy. And a couple of years ago, he was the big acquisition.
Yep.
He's been solid since he's been here. He just gets overshadowed by everybody else on the team. I mean, JT and Harper and Didi even overshadows him. I feel like
he has his way of putting the ball in play, man.
Mm-hmm. And he's
he did it yesterday.
Good defensive player. And if he can just be a solid player again for them and just driving runs and coming up in situations like he did last
and run out balls so that McCutcheon doesn't tear ACLs and stuff, that'd be good too.
Yeah, so
getting to that, Mike, that's mine. A healthy Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah, thought about that.
Yeah, that's good.
Table setter, right? He's leadoff guy, right?
Yeah,
we need him to stay healthy.
Yeah, because that first year he was here, 2019.
Those first 6 games, boy. Whew.
But he played, what was it, 2 months into the season when he tore his ACL?
Yeah.
Like their season changed when he got hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point. So mine, I'm going with one of the more obvious ones. I'm going JT. Yeah, I mean, you could talk about the offensive numbers, the production numbers and stuff. You could talk about the defense that he has on the catcher and stuff like that, and that's all important. But the other thing is that bullpen was the worst in baseball last year. Now, he caught the worst in baseball last year. He's got to be the one that's mentoring the bullpen. He's got to be the one that's mentoring Eflin. He's got to be the one that's getting Nola to somehow figure out how to
pitches to Pablo.
Yes, that and to do the have those guys pitching better in September when the games that matter. I think he's the battery mate, and he's supposed to be one of the best at mentoring as well.
That's why we're paying him. That's why we're paying him what we're paying him. I can get behind that, Mike.
Oh, nice.
I thought you were drinking screwdrivers, brother.
I just drank one. Now I'm drinking Campfire, Dogfish Head Campfire. It's only 9%er.
Memories of the baseball coach.
All right, I'm grabbing a beer too.
Yeah. All right, cool. I can't disagree with any of them. I mean, they're all pretty important. Mine's probably the weakest, honestly. But yeah, it's funny. I was gonna say Eflin, man. I think if Eflin comes through, it kind of makes your starting rotation that much better. Because
Like if Eflin can finally put it together, man, that gives you.
He's not going to. He's not going to.
Way to be optimistic, bro. But if he can finally put it together, man, that gives you 3 solid pitchers at the top of the rotation and a decent fourth starter. But like, and the bullpen has to be better than it was last year, right? It has to be. Like, it's hard not to be better than the second-ranked worst bullpen in the history of baseball
ever. Yeah.
So,
hey, they did good last night. They didn't give up any runs yesterday, so
it was a nail biter with Alvarado, though.
Yeah. That dude, man, it's funny. I was sitting there watching it, and I said, "This dude's gonna be like Mitch Williams." And sure enough, like a couple minutes later, like, "Oh, Crucker, you knew it was have Mitch Williams on your team." I'm like,
wait till the 80-degree weather is here. You know what I mean? A lot of these players they're different in the hot weather.
That's
yeah, but this is his problem. I mean? This has been his problem, though.
He could throw 100 miles per hour, but you have no idea where it's going.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Mitch Williams, just like
how do you have movement on a 100-mile-an-hour split finger fastball,
dude?
How does that happen?
He throws a 96-mile-per-hour slider.
Yeah, and it moves. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, but when he's on, he's on. But when he's not, man. But when he's on, dude.
I'll tell you what, he figures out.
Nobody can hit him.
Junior!
If he figures that arm out and figures out control, he's going to be a valuable piece out of that bullpen, man.
That's why I thought maybe he should be the closer. You know what I mean? There's no left presser on a closer.
Nah,
no, he's too erratic.
Yeah,
yeah, but that makes it fun, dude. But
your closer.
Oh yeah, we want a fun closer.
Yeah, closer. Yeah,
wild thing.
So you think Norris should be there?
Yes, I do. He's done it.
I feel better with Norris than Alvarado there.
All right.
Polsky just said wild thing. He needs glasses.
Yeah,
probably does.
Ricky Vaughn.
I mean, drag him outside and
the 2 years that Norris has done it, like, he hasn't been tremendous, but he's been a solid closer.
Yeah, what's up with Sir Anthony? Is he out he's out this whole year, right?
He's
because he waited until like the very last minute he could have did it, and then like decided to.
He might not ever pitch again, dude.
That's what that lawnmower sounds like.
Yeah, he might not ever pitch
That's
again.
him trying to get it to start because he's never going to pitch again.
I don't know.
Sir Anthony, how do you have a fucking nickname like Sir Anthony and you can't get anybody out?
His name's Sir Anthony.
His name is Sir?
It's SERANTHONY.
It's Sir Anthony. Say it together, bro. Say it together.
All right, so for sure, growing up, people called him Sir.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Apparently, this motherfucker doesn't.
Well, he probably doesn't. Let's face it.
All right, but
got a Latin name. So Sir may mean something different in Latin.
But as a kid growing up,
it means put that fucking scoop of beans and rice on my plate.
How you have a name like Sir and you can't fucking get the fuck out of here with this guy?
That's actually pretty funny. It's like a nickname, Sir Anthony.
Yes, I thought it was his nickname.
No,
I didn't know it was his real fucking.
That's pretty good. Oh man, that was good.
This sounded like serious radio.
That's funny. As we move away from baseball,
that's a tremendous variable.
I don't want to get political, but just want to mention the All-Star game it's been decided that it's moving out of Atlanta. They were supposed to have it in Atlanta. They made the decision today to move it out of Atlanta. They haven't announced the place yet. I think it's going to be LA personally because they skipped over LA last year.
Okay, so
city of jetbags.
Are they moving it out of Atlanta?
All right, we're not getting political, just the facts. What exactly is the new law in Georgia?
So there's among the several new laws that they created, it's voting laws. And there's a huge belief that it's directed towards minorities and making it harder for them to vote. Because in the cities, obviously, there's more people, that's not, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. But because there's more people, there's longer lines. And what they're doing is they're not allowing people to give out water or drinks or snacks for people in line who've been waiting for hours. That to me is not the big part, but compound that with the fact that they're going to close their booths earlier. They're closing like 2 hours earlier or something like that. So they're just, and there's several other, but those are the two big factors. Like they just feel like they're trying to deter minorities to coming out and the vote. But the closing thing bothers me because, what the fuck? So what, you have a line that's 4 hours long and
I thought if you got in line by a certain time, they have to let you vote.
I don't know. But then again, compound that, right? So you close the booths. You have these.
If you're
lines
closing it there, yeah, you have these lines. You know that if you're trying to close at the end of the night, like you're going to be stuck there even long. Yeah, I mean, so baseball took a political stance on this, saying that like we don't like what they're doing about the voting situation, so we're moving it out. Is that what they?
Their statement is every American deserves the right to vote. That's why we're moving out of Georgia.
Okay,
right, and we'll leave it at that.
I mean, like it's not. Let's not get into the politics of why you're.
That's been going on down there for fucking years, and they're still doing it. Like, what the fuck?
But we're here to have a good time and talk sports.
We'll call it what it is. They made the rule. They made these laws because of the election, because the election went a certain way, and they're trying to combat that next time. So that's basically what it comes down to. And get your popcorn, water, and burn your They're all gone, says Polsky. There goes the concession stands. So so they chose to up and leave, and so of course, someone I forget what outlet it was, but they're like, let's have it in Philly. I'm like, Philly's doing it in 26. Like, why would you have
actually Philly? They're bringing that. Philly's trying to get. In 2026, they have the MLB All-Star Game. They're trying to get the NBA. They're trying to get the NHL. They're trying to trying to get the Olympics and the World Cup. They're trying to do that.
What do you mean the NBA and NHL? The teams have to win to get there, right?
No, they're trying to get the All-Star Game.
I'm sorry, Jesus. Wow, I totally.
I thought the 2026 Olympics was already decided.
Or maybe not the Olympics. Maybe it's the World Cup.
The World Cup.
So they're trying. They have like I said, the MLB. They're trying to get the NBA. They're trying to get the NHL, and they're trying to get the World Cup all in the same year.
Well, you know what? They should get the MLB. I mean, Citizens Bank Park's been around for what 15 years?
They are
whatever.
They do 2026. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like Citizens Bank Park hasn't had an All-Star game yet. That's like a tragedy.
You know how much? Yeah, you know how much. But you know how much fun the home run derby will be in Citizens Bank Park?
Yeah.
Hitting Ashburn Alley.
Yeah.
They didn't want the game.
Why?
The stadium did not want the game because of all the hoopla, because of the field, because of the condition. There was a bunch of politics, inner politics with the team, with the organization, the Citizens Bank Park, why they didn't want it. But now they got the casino and hotel built right outside, the live casino. They got all that other stuff. Now you have spots there. They thought it was more trouble than it's worth.
I can understand that.
That's basically what it came down to. But hey, 2026 is I think 200. I don't know how many 250 years now. Is that right? 18, 19, 20. Yeah, since America, right? Is that right? Is my math right?
Oh yeah.
So I think that's why they're doing it that year. That's why they chose it.
Oh, okay.
So,
could you imagine if we have all that here that same year, though, man?
It'd be pretty cool. The only one I would go to is MLB, but
I'd go to not the actual game, but I'd go to the NBA the night before the 3-point contest, the slam dunk contest, skills competition.
Yeah, what if my daughter will be into it and Connor, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah, definitely. Oh God,
that'd be kind of cool to.
Yeah, cool 1996. The last All-Star game was at the Vet. I didn't go to the game, but I went to Fan Fest, and it was one of the most fun times I've ever had at an event. I had such a blast. I didn't know who Raleigh Fingers was. at the time, I don't know, 13, I guess. And I'm like, who the hell is Rolly Fingers? And then I saw him with his little mustache. I'm like, we're laughing at him. We didn't know he's a fucking Hall of Fame fucking, we had no idea. And we met a couple people that week. That was a lot of fun, man. Steve said he did that too. That
I don't know why I missed that. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
We kept waiting in line. It was my cousin and I. We kept doing the you could call the game like a moment.
Yeah.
Like the 93, 80 World Series, and then we call Michael Jack's 500th home run. So when you're calling the game, there's speakers, so everyone in line can hear what you're doing. And we're calling Michael Jack's home run at Sex on the Beach. Is that what you drinking Sex on the Beach?
No, it was on the box that I had out back.
Oh. And when we called it, Schmidt hits his home run the left field. And we're like, oh, I guess that's his mom. His mom must be so proud. And we're going on about his mom. We get off, and the tape ends, and they record it for you, and they hand you your cassette tape. And we take the headphones off, and everyone's laughing. Like, what? Like, that was his wife. We're like, oh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, check that. Back, all right, cool. Dave Peterson has a pretty cool this is pretty cool. Dave said it when he was there at FanFest. He's waiting to get Lefty's autograph, and a guy bumped into him. It was Mike Schmidt. Jesus, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, wow.
And Steve said that he tried to have Randy Johnson pitch to him. That's pretty awesome. Oh yeah. So Steve said the Randy Johnson thing was a virtual reality thing. I remember it was a pitching machine.
Yeah.
It showed him warming up and throwing him, and the ball comes out of a little hole. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that pitch? You remember that pitch Randy Johnson threw? He's right into a bird.
Yep.
Just feathers.
The anniversary that was like last week.
Yeah,
it was like 15-year anniversary or something like that. He exploded that bird. Oh god.
I'm coming day and night.
You got it all over my shirt.
On me in my ass. It feels so good.
Oh man.
Yeah, it feels so good.
It feels so good.
Fuck me in my ass, man. Shit.
I love that.
It stinks.
So all right. Anything else on baseball? Or are we good?
We good.
Nah, we spent an hour on baseball. We're good.
Yeah, we good. All right, Sixers. Before we get to the Sixers, LaMarcus Aldridge was picked up.
Jesus Christ.
He's balled out and picked up by the Nets. Because, why not get stronger, right?
It's so annoying. and then Drummond goes to the Lakers.
Right. And I'm okay with that. I think Drummond's soft as shit. To use one of Gary's terms, to go one of Gary's terms, I think he's weak and soft. I think Drummond's just, I don't know. I just doesn't. I don't think he has.
And when
it.
Anthony Davis comes back, I mean, they got Marcus All, Drummond, him. They got Harzell, right? I mean, there's only so many minutes that you can play all these guys anyway.
Right. But maybe they'll do what the Sixers tried to do with Simmons and Embiid having at the 4 and 5. Drummond and
Davis
playing at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're not healthy right now, so that's why they're kind of losing. Obviously, LeBron isn't playing right now, so there's all that going on.
LeBron and Davis are both out.
Right? Do they get healthy?
I think the Drummond signing is actually a sign that they don't know. They have no idea when Anthony Davis is coming back.
He's supposed to be coming back soon. I just read something about him.
He wasn't supposed to be out this long, though.
Yeah, I know, but I just read something about like he's due back now soon. They're starting to kind of get a date together for him. Durant's due back like this week. Fucking yesterday, man. Yesterday. What the fuck? Charlotte's playing great. The Nets have only Irving with both Harden and Durant out.
Mm-hmm.
And they get blown and Hornets get blown out. I'm like, did you see that Morey texted something like, what the fuck or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't quite that. I forget what it was. It wasn't quite that expressive, but There's something among the lines like you've got to be kidding me. Like seriously.
No, he like literally
Nets?
the tweet did say something about like the tweet did have fuck. It was like a gif.
Did it really?
Yeah.
The Nets, like they seem like they don't lose a fucking game, man. Like, what the fuck? The Sixers go 4-2 on this road trip without Embiid, and they lose ground.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
And that's all right. Look, it's all right. You don't need to win the division, but I mean, I would like to have home court advantage against them, especially now that fans are coming back to games and stuff. But
when's Embiid back?
Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
As you heard first here on Corner Puff Sports last week.
You did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
That's right.
So we broke the news, huh?
We did.
Well, we just discussed it. Yeah.
We predicted it. I mean,
there was a lot of variables, but we came up.
Yeah.
That makes us. It's a variable that makes us noticeable.
A hypothesis.
Yeah.
So
that's a good variable.
It was a good variable. The road trip was the variable.
When exactly is George Hill coming back?
Because now we have clout.
Yeah, now we have clout. I don't know. I don't know, man. He was before we made the trade. He had the cast taken off, and he was day to day. And it's now been over 2 weeks, and we haven't heard a peep. We haven't heard a titmouse squeak about it. So I don't know. So much.
I mean, if this turns into a situation where he's out he's out another month, like what the fuck?
Right.
Nah, I mean, I think he's starting.
That's right, Polsky. We're just like Bo. We know.
I think he's supposed to be starting basketball activities or something.
Yeah, I hope so. Be nice to see what he looks. Having him on the court looks like, man.
Yeah,
he's a career 48% 3-point shooter, man. Can play a little defense, can handle the ball.
Yeah, man, and that's just looks scary though. I mean, the Nets are doing it. The Nets are doing it without Durant. Harden misses again, and then they get Aldridge and
Blake Griffin.
It just sucks because they traded away their whole they traded away their whole fucking team, but yet they're just like, oh, we'll just get guys in buyout.
Mm-hmm.
It's so unfair.
They're going for it now. Look, I'm telling you, I stand by what I said. I in a 7-game series, although getting Aldridge does help them a lot.
A lot.
But I just look at the Sixers against them, and I think we're a deeper team. I just think, I don't know. I just like our chances against them. I like the matchup.
The scariest thing for me, like playing them in a 7-game series, number one, it'd be nice to have home court, but that really only makes a difference for one game, game 7. But it's the perimeter defense, which has been great for the Sixers, but they have basically 4 guys that can light you up from the 3-point range.
Right.
And that's tough, man.
Yeah. The only thing, I guess, is the depth and the fact that they can't stop you from scoring.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing with the depth is they just got Griffin and Aldridge, which adds depth. And the second thing is they had Harden and Durant out and only had Irving and beat a good team yesterday. So I think that shows that they kind of have some depth.
Mm.
I don't know, man.
For Charlotte,
I'm worried.
Yeah.
It's going to – I mean, it's most likely going to come down, to them and the Sixers in the conference finals.
Wouldn't that be the thing, though, after all this, right? Say this is the best team that the Sixers have during this whole era, right? I'm not saying that that's going to happen. But let's just say that don't you hypothetical. Let's just say it's
scenario, me guy.
No scenarios, guy.
That this is their best chance, and it's denied because the fucking Nets went ring chasing and just bought up what you got. That man.
That makes for fun stuff.
But I will say, I believe there's something about this team. I believe it's going to happen.
I do too.
It may not be this year, but within the next 3, maybe 4 years.
Sometime in the future.
Yes, I believe the Sixers are going to win one.
I hope so, man. The only thing is, you talk about Kyle Lowry now wants to go to Miami because he's
talking
buddies
about
with
Kyle Lowry.
So what is it that a free agent is going to want to come here? What is it the agent vets that are ring chasing are going to want to come here? I mean, I guess Dwight Howard did a little bit, but what are we going to get Aldridge? Why can't we get Aldridge as a buyout guy?
Why not? Why us? Why not?
We probably could have. Like they didn't. It looks like they didn't even engage in it.
They probably didn't need backcourt help as much as like the front court.
I mean, Durant and Irvin obviously both signed there, but Harden was the trade, so that's a little different. I mean, you had to give up something. So in that aspect, the Sixers apparently, from what we understand, tried to acquire Harden, and they tried to acquire Lowry.
They were going to trade Simmons for Harden.
Right.
I think the determining factor in there, it was Maxey.
Yeah, they didn't want to give up their young talent.
Got to hold on to that pad.
Yeah,
which is interesting because Max is
clots and all.
I'll tell you what, I texted you guys yesterday. That dude is not shy.
No,
that dude has the ball in his hands. He's jacking the shot up. He's trying
And I
on the court.
I kind of agree with that with the Sixers. If Simmons is here, Maxey's never going to be a real important piece here. He's not. He's just not.
Yeah.
But if we're willing to trade Simmons for Harden, we're not giving you Maxey too.
Right.
Like, you're not leaving us depleted.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even put. I wouldn't even put Maxey at a shooting guard position because Maxey's dangerous. I think he's a better player with the ball in his hands. He
creates.
Right. So you have two creators. On the same. It doesn't make sense. I agree with you there. I think that's a good point. I
don't blame the Sixers for not willing to give you both. Like we were going to give you Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're not getting Maxey.
No.
Don't think lick that stick.
Straight up, Mark.
That was a line from last week's show.
Don't think lick the stink.
Oh man,
that's a very good variable right there.
That's a good variable.
That's a good variable.
But getting back to them, so they amazingly went 4-2 on this road trip without Embiid. So you get Embiid back. It's time to fucking go out and dominate, man. Like, you give Embiid 2-3 games to get his shit together.
Who do they got? Who's Saturday? The Timberwolves, right? Timberwolves are a bad team, so that gives you that's a good get right game.
Right. So you play him 25 minutes.
Get Dwight Howard come in and make Towns his bitch.
Yeah. Straight up. Start getting your shit together. Get Embiid right. It's time to start dominating, man.
1, 2, 3, dominate.
Straight up.
I was just gonna say that.
But no, 4-2 on that road trip. All things considered,
1, 2, 3, dominate
is pretty solid. The Sixers had bad luck with Embiid going out, but had good luck with missing Curry in Golden State, missing LeBron and AD in the Lakers. But they took care of business. They won 4 games on a West Coast road trip. I don't care who you're playing. You win more games than you lose.
Like we would all been happy with 3-3 on that road trip. They went 4-2. So
without Embiid.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a success without a doubt.
Now Simmons is struggling, but I think that when Embiid comes back, I think Simmons will start to get back in the ground a little bit.
He hasn't been the same since after the All-Star game.
Yeah, but he hasn't played with Embiid.
Like you haven't had the starting 5. Like it seems like Simmons has seriously figured out how to play with Embiid, and then they got taken away from him. So
take the money and fuck the pitches.
So that was just brought to you by Polsky. Take their money. I don't know if you guys watched the interview with Lenny Dykstra on some television news station yesterday.
Hi, welcome to Bassmasters. We're your host, Mark Polsky.
Dude, you sent that. I tried to watch it. It was removed.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was removed.
They wouldn't let it play.
It just says something went wrong.
So he tagged us on Twitter, and he's like, watch it. He's, Dykstra tags. He goes, watch it. The fun starts at 33 minutes in. So I watch it. I'm like, oh, cool. To bring Dykstra on this show, right? And he's talking about I'll give you a very abbreviated version because I want to move on. But he's talking about stuff and talking about politics and sports and all. And at first, I had it on, and at first,
this is this is a legit news station. This is
Is this the one where I thought you were talking to Strawberry.
Yeah. So he's starting off, and I was like, I had it on, I had the volume on. I'm like, look, Dykstra's actually got his shit together. He looks good, and then he starts talking, and I'm like, never mind. Because he goes, what does he say? Something. He starts doing the looking thing. Looking.
You know this and that.
He starts talking, but he's not really going anywhere with what he's trying to say. And he says something about like, what do you think about the kneeling before the games? And he goes, let me just put it this way. We didn't talk to the other teams when we played. And what we did was we went to their house and we took their money and we did their women. And there's a woman.
Yeah, the woman was the main interviewer.
She was like this. She was like, you can see like her eyes, and then Spicer starts kind of laughing, like, and then later she calls him there because they were going to have Darryl Strawberry on too. I guess after Lenny.
Oh,
so,
wow!
Darryl, let me ask you a question.
Like, what do you expect when you call on these guys as guests?
So she goes on, right? She goes on this whole thing, and Lenny's just sitting there looking at the camera, like,
and he starts talking. I thought you were talking to Darryl.
I thought you were talking to Darryl. He goes, Darryl has a little bit of a different manhood, if you know what I'm trying to say. They start laughing, man. And right after that, they're like, all right, Lenny, thanks for coming on. And it was funny because during the interview at the bottom, it says, Lenny Dykstra, former Major League Baseball legend. Now. And then, like, after he started talking, they changed it to, like, former player. But it was pretty funny, man. But anyway,
it's classic stuff. You know why? Because he don't care. He just don't care.
Got to get him back on soon.
Absolutely.
You know what? That's the thing. Like if you're asking him to be on the show, you know what you're
asking for trouble. Like what? You know what? He could have done I was waiting for something to slip, and he was really good. Like he was good except for those 2 moments.
But I mean, you're asking him to come on your show, Mike, because you want that nonsense.
You want the controversy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you're gonna put a woman on as the person that's interviewing Lenny, knowing how Lenny is, you're kind of you kind of put yourself in that position.
That's almost like the meteorologist who was doing Happy Catterday. Doing pictures for Saturday nights, and someone sent a picture of a cat that looked like Hitler named Kittler, and she let that on the air, and she, this is a cat Kittler. Oh, look at that. He has a cute little Charlie Chaplin mustache.
Yeah, that's the kind of mustache it is.
And then it gets caught.
As the cat's going, oof.
The cat's hand is up, and it's got a little the fakest mustache you've ever seen.
He's got his hand up, and he's checking his gas bill.
Oh, my God.
They did it on Microsoft Paint. Like, you can see the paint. It was the fakest looking picture. So the next night, obviously,
Mr. Kittler, this is PGW.
It's PGW. We gotta dig up the street. You're in excess.
They get off the air, and the producer's probably like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So the next night, she's because she's very bubbly. The next night, she's like, "And the high is going to be 50." And I need to say something. Last night I did I had a mistake that it will never happen again. I'll do a much better job at reviewing pictures before I put them on the air. Like, what the fuck? What were you thinking? Oh man, you guys ready for While You Were Drunk?
Like we're not thinking. What's coming up the 28th of May, fellas? What are we doing the 28th of May? Where will we be?
It's the 14th of May, bro.
14th of May. Oh, I'm sorry.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it? You're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck!
I saw 14 days off.
So the 14th of May, fellas.
What day?
The 14th.
That's a great variable.
we will be back live in studio.
Oh, you guys made the announcement. Nice.
Yeah.
48th of May.
48th of May.
48th of May, everybody.
We will be back live in studio.
Yeah, 14th of May. Most of us will be back in studio.
Yeah,
The 52nd of May.
3 or 4 of us will be back live in studio. We'll still have Mike virtual.
I wasn't going to call him. God damn.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I don't mean it any kind of way, but so yeah, we're
that's a terrible variable.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it any kind of way.
Good variable, not the bad
terrible variable. That was a terrible variable.
You guys are all essential. You guys are all in the office. You guys got the opportunity to get your shot a little before I did. So
yeah, that's all. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck? You're making me feel bad for announcing it. Jesus Christ. This fucking guy with his variables.
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but 2 things right now. Jack left town.
Fucking call me out like that again. You better check your fucking gas bill, bro.
Just on the end of my knife instead of my dick.
That variable, it stinks.
All right. So while you were drunk,
stinks.
You shit him.
Man, you trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a 6-pack is acceptable?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Yeah.
So, Kate, speaking of Kate,
Mr.
we were just
Killer. Mr. Killer.
Another story came up with Katie, and I wasn't even going to bring that up, except I didn't know to bring it up and when I wrote this out because this was kind of newer. But the original reason why I was going to bring up KD, let me spit it the fuck out. He was replying to somebody on Twitter, and they're basically saying he's nothing but a ring chaser and all this. His response was, "You can't do nothing in this world alone." That was his response.
So he's admitted
he's basically saying like, yeah, like I can't do it by myself. So yeah, I am. I wanted to bring it up. Like, yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Like, do you think he's,
I don't know. I'm kind of against that. I lay here and jerk off by myself.
True.
I'm coming day and night.
I mean, it's kind of
when
true.
you're out to have your finger in some butt.
He's a top 5. He's a top 5 player in the world.
Listen to that fucking variable.
Right.
He's a top 5 player in the world. But the problem is, and the thing is that the other top 5 players in the world are all ring chasing as well. LeBron got Davis. Leonard got George. Him and Harden teamed up. They're probably 2 of the other top 5. Like
LeBron,
it just,
yeah.
So, LeBron started it. Well, no, it was Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen.
Right. Then LeBron went to Miami, but then he went back to Cleveland and still won one. So
yeah, but he went back. Yeah, but when he went back to Cleveland, they had Irving, who they had as a number 1 pick, and then they forced their way to get trading Wiggins and everybody else, and forced their way to get Kevin Love.
Yeah, right.
For that big 3.
Didn't one of them get hurt though that year? Was it Love? No, Love played. Was Irvin out? One of them got hurt that year, and it was basically LeBron, and that was it.
The year they won it.
Yeah, the year they won it, like they were down 3-1, and LeBron went like ballistic and just fucking dominated.
I got to be honest, like it blends together. He's been, and that speaks a lot for LeBron. He's been in it so long, so many times, it just blends together to me. I forget which year's which at this point. So
I mean, he's been in the finals now 5, 8, 9, 11 times,
something like that. I mean, it's been, and he's missed once in the past
10 years,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the other KD thing I want to bring up was more recent. Another
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Oh, he and Michael Rappaport apparently used to be friends, and not no more. You're gonna see him no more.
I didn't see specifically. I read the headline. I didn't see specifically what was said. So
Rappaport was basically saying like something about an interview, post-game interview, and the way he answered a question. Rappaport said something, and KD went to his DMs on either Twitter or Instagram and started trashing Rappaport, basically like,
and his wife.
Yeah, and like basically say I'm gonna spit on you the next time because Rappaport's like, you're better off not even answering or just answer the question or something. I forget what he said. I forget how it started, but it ended up like Rappaport stopped responding, and Katie just started going off saying, you pasty white motherfucker, why don't you get some sun? I'm gonna spit on you. Started threatening his wife, shit like that, and calling him a cocksucker. All you do is suck dick, stuff like that. And
right,
don't call me out. Fuck me in my ass. It feels good, don't it?
My ass, man. Shit.
So they were getting a little nasty there. So Rappaport released the DMs, and I guess it was over some time. It wasn't just like one night. It seemed like it was ongoing. So the DMs get released, and he just got fined $50,000 for it. So
yeah. I mean, Rappaport's obviously one that gets into it, and I think he's a Knicks fan. So obviously, him on Brooklyn, has a connotation to it, I'm sure. But Durant's been known as being a pretty I forget like how to word it, just a pretty abrasive and kind of sensitive guy. Maybe really kind of takes
when he left Oklahoma City. Like I liked him in Oklahoma City, but he like when he left, he turned into a pretentious douchebag.
Yeah,
like
he gets easily offended. He goes off. He's he douchebags the right, pompous.
Pompous,
yeah.
Perfect. In other news, while you were drunk, Terrell Owens was involved in a bad accident, bad car accident. Man, his the front end of the one car. I think he was rear-ended, and the back end of that car was destroyed. I mean, the front end of the other car was destroyed. It looked pretty nasty. But I mean, there was really nothing, to it. I don't know the details, but
I think he was driving to go see Tiger Woods for something, wasn't he?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know any of the details. You might know more than I do. I just saw the story on his Instagram and I figured, let me bring it up on the show. Plus, was he bench pressing in his driveway?
I know he walked away without a scratch though. He's really lucky.
Yeah. Everybody was completely healthy. No one got hurt. So it's good.
That's
good
crazy.
Hope he's all right. Kind of sucks to hear that he was kind of involved in an accident, but hey, it goes to show it doesn't matter who you are, how much money you make. You can get anyone can get fucking in a situation like that. I'm glad that Gary's back because I want to bring this up. Metallica and Elton John apparently have worked on a song together. It's an Elton John project that he's recruiting bands for.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's called a Rockin' Man.
Rockin' Man. Yeah. Mixed with Benny and the Jets.
Benny, I'm going to stick it where it sweats.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Saturday night's all right. Fight fire with fire.
Philadelphia freedom.
All right, moving on.
I just want to piss Gary off.
Fuck. Rah. That's not a very good variable.
And a Rocket Man.
It could be cool though. I mean, I like Elton John. I like Metallica. Why not?
I got some new sunglasses.
I'm trying to think.
Get your candle burned long before rah.
Crocodile Red Rocket.
Like a candle in the wind. It's just going to be Elton John songs with the rah.
Yeah. In case you haven't caught on what we're doing.
When I was down, I was a clown. Rah.
I was a clown. Rah.
And you could tell everybody that this is your song. Rock.
Fuck. What's fucking next? I don't like this variable. I don't like that at all.
But hey, look, if they could play with an orchestra, I'm sure they could work out something.
I loved when Elton John worked with Queens of the Stone Age. It was cool and all that stuff. Yeah, it's
even the Eminem.
That's right. Yeah.
When did they Stan, right? Yeah, he played Stan with an Eminem, right?
Saturday.
Fucking
better lose yourself in the music.
Marquise Goodwin, remember him? He had the longest Eagles.
He was just on that 40-yard dash thing.
Yes, that's what he did a long jump. He is qualified or trying to qualify
for the Olympics.
Marquise Goodwin was, signed with the Eagles or traded to the Eagles last year. He opted out of the season due to COVID, and then
can't hate him for that.
He was traded. No, and he was traded back because of his part of the deal because he never played for the Eagles. Traded back to the 49ers, and in turn, we got a 7th round pick back or 6th round pick back. I forget.
Yeah, and then the 49ers cut him.
And he qualified.
We're going to take a rugby player with that pick.
He had a volunteer EMT.
Yeah.
He had it's Dave Peterson. The
circle
What the fuck? I can't. These fucking variables are not good.
Oh yeah, motherfucker.
So that's
take
enough.
that scar.
You all right, bro? You gonna make it? You got a feather up your ass or what?
I guess we got to figure out that's going to be the title of our show. Something.
Yeah, it's got to be in the title. It's got to be
terrible variable.
Variable. Draymond Green.
Don't even, dude. I know where you're going with this.
Draymond Green was quoted this week. So basically talking about the college, women's college tournament, NCAA. We know what's going on. He has not been quiet about this since the beginning, but he's been getting a lot of news, by the way, not for his play, but just calling himself the best defensive player to ever play the game, stuff like this.
Fucking delusional.
Now he's telling the women's NCAA players to that he'll pay them $100,000 to just shut the fuck up because they don't get equal pay. Look, they're not. Look, I don't think it's insensitive to say that they're not going to get equal pay.
I'm telling them to shut the fuck up ain't going to happen.
The product doesn't match.
Are you talking the WNBA or the NCAA women's?
He's talking about NCAA women's.
Okay, so yeah, it's nobody gets paid, but like they're not going to get equal. Like,
well, and I think because it stemmed from that, but I think it's everything. It is the WNBA is included in that. I think it's women's sports in general, but it stemmed from the NCAA because of the. I don't know if you saw like the weight rooms.
Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I did hear about it. Yeah.
The revenue. First of all, Rachel and I were talking.
The NCAA screwed up royally on so many different levels, both men and women's.
ESPN is the only station that shows the women's. ABC too, when there's not a men's game on. Well, ABC doesn't show men's games, but because it's owned by ESPN, but it's mainly been on just ESPN. So marketing wise, you're not getting as wide of an audience because you're not on 16 different channels like True TV, which I don't even know where the fuck it is on my station.
I gotta say True TV because I have no idea.
Yeah, it's True TV. You need to know where True TV is for 2 days out of the year.
Yeah,
every year.
Yep.
So for Draymond Green to come out and say, "I'll pay him $100,000 and just shut the fuck up," I think that's incredibly.
He's missing the point.
Yeah, like
very insensitive.
Man, you're making it's ironic of us to say anything's insensitive on our show, but it's so wrong. I mean, dude, you're making millions upon millions of dollars, and I get it. Like your product doesn't put out, it's not creating the same amount of revenue or sponsorships or advertising as the women's or the men's. Is making a lot more than the women's, I should say. So I get it. I understand why it's not equal. Because you get in what you put in, you get out what you put into it, right?
Sometimes.
But man, I don't know, man. You gotta kind of bite your tongue a little bit when it comes to shit.
You gotta read the room a little bit.
Yeah, well said, Mike. Yeah, they're not bringing in the same revenue, but like, it's not like they don't bring in any revenue. Like NCAA women's basketball. I mean, their championship game is the day after the men's championship game.
Well, not only that, but I mean, nobody gets paid for this. So why would you not have the amenities be similar if nobody's getting paid?
Right. And as far as the WNBA, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't know if I've ever watched a minute of the WNBA. I'm not. But it's got to be doing something right. It's been around for almost 20 years.
Yeah, and it's establishing revenue.
Right. So like they got to be. If they weren't making money, it wouldn't be around.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, I'm not saying they should make the money that the NBA player. Well, no player should make that kind of. But that's a different topic. But like, not saying that they should make the money that the NBA players make, but like, they should have some kind of rights, like to be able to fight for what they deserve. I mean, Draymond Green's a fucking like this dude.
He's a goof.
Like calling himself again, calling himself
the tiny dancer,
and calling himself the greatest defender ever. Like, you're not even the greatest defender in the NBA right now. Like
Ben Simmons might be better than him right now.
Right, exactly. He's the only player in the NBA that can defend all 5 positions. But I mean, I'm sorry, besides LeBron and Kawhi, but
Kawhi can't.
Yeah, you might be right, Sean. But like Scottie Pippen, like he played the same position as you, and you're not a better defender than him.
No.
All right, next.
So Draymond.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
I'm still standing. Yeah.
Better than I is before. Yeah.
Now, Steve, and again, I did say we're hypocrites. But Steve said it's a hard thing. I agree with you guys, but also don't like censorship. Maybe that's his point. We get to say whatever we want. Yeah, but I think if we were on a platform like that's a real platform, I think we would bite our tongues too. I think there's, like Mike said, you have to read the room.
Right, and I hear what Steve's saying, but also when there's an issue, we're also very what's the fucking word?
You gotta assume
vigilant, like but I mean, I guess the difference is
you gotta assume
the difference is with us and
we're practical. I'm sorry, Mike. We're practical about it.
But the thing is, we have a target audience. Women probably are not our target audience. Women,
except for
the
Steve.
NBA. The NBA is the NBA is has a men and women target audience like that they need to cater to a lot more than we do as a bunch of drunks on the show.
Right. Like totally. Like the NBA, like basketball is a men.
I'll cater to you after you give me my next beer. Give me a beer and a hoagie.
My last while you were drunk story is Lil Nas X. Do you know who Lil Nas X is?
Yeah,
he's a rapper. Or
so I
guess
I didn't know who he was until New Year's Eve.
I still don't know who he is, even though he's in the news.
He did something with the Foo Fighters. Like the Foo Fighters did a quick stream concert, and it was right before their album came out and whatever. I don't know.
He told somebody about a WAP.
No, well, I don't know. No. So, so he's basically trying to be the Marilyn Manson of rap. He's trying to he goes out and acts like he buys tits and he does this crazy shit. First of all, he sucks. It's just not. It's that genre is just trash right now.
But he's getting clicks.
So he's basically doing the cross dressing and all that.
So he's selling a shoe. He released a shoe with human blood, and he's trying to sell it. Well, Nike is apparently suing him now. So they're calling them AIDS Jordans.
That's what it's called.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS. Everyone has AIDS.
Is that what he's calling it?
No.
Talk about that variable.
AIDS Ditas.
AIDS Ditas.
Oh man. No, dude, what the blood sneakers? What the fuck? Who thinks I'm gonna sell shoes with blood? You don't want to wear my shoes with blood? What the fuck? Why are you thinking of something like this?
Don't even give him the fucking thought. Fuck him.
So stupid.
Next? He's a
jerk. That's all I got.
All right, moving on.
That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got.
Blood sneakers.
Yeah, he should have been a smear on fucking
on the bloody
Central
sheet.
Boulevard.
All right, so what else are we talking about?
That's the name of this. That's the name of the show. Blood sneakers.
Hold me close, money dance. Flyers.
Oh man,
not too much to say about them. I don't really want to talk about them.
How about Ghost actually clearing waivers?
Yeah, they
waive them, but they cleared waivers. Nobody wanted them.
So now they're stuck with them because you're not gonna be able to trade them. You tried to give them away and you couldn't.
No, it goes.
But is he off their?
No, he's cleared
right now.
No, he cleared waivers, so he's still your property.
Yeah,
right.
But
they're going to send him down to the Phantoms.
So if he stays on the Phantoms, you don't have to pay him, though, right?
No, you still got to pay him.
Not the salary that he's. It's not coming against the cap, is it?
It's not an astronomical salary, Mike. It's not.
But
terrible.
they still got to pay him what his contract says.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, because when they waived him, they cleared cap space in waiving him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that works if he stays there.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, if you want to sign somebody, I mean, they're in cap hell. They're obviously a mess.
Which is crazy. I was talking about this with somebody during the week. Look at their roster, right? How are they in cap hell? Think about it. Kevin Hayes makes okay money. Giroux is making decent money. Voracek's making decent money.
Couturier, Hayes,
Couturier,
JVR.
Yeah, okay. JVR is making decent money.
Provorov,
Phil Myers.
Provorov. They just signed him. Oh,
yeah, they did. They signed an extension.
But Provorov,
we just named 7 guys, all right?
Provorov's playing more minutes than any player on the fucking team. It's not.
He doesn't deserve it. Provorov's the best defensive player.
Right, we're just talking about the cap, Gar.
Yeah, we're just talking about why. We're not saying that anybody's overpaid or underpaid. We're just saying, and some of them are overpaid, but we're just saying the reason they have trouble.
Voracek.
Yeah. Voracek's been overpaid.
Giroux.
No, Giroux hasn't been overpaid. I disagree with that. Giroux's only been overpaid the last 2 seasons. If you were going to keep him, he wasn't overpaid the previous. You were paying him what he was worth.
There was an article a little bit about that too.
Yeah, what was that, Mike?
That Ed Snyder, Ed Snyder wasn't afraid to make a move, and now all of a sudden, when things went wrong, Ed Snyder was quick to. We all thought he was too quick to do it, but now it's like the Sean's post when they with the trade deadline with the guy with the stick poking something saying do something. That's basically where the Flyers are right now.
Yeah, they were always competitive when Ed Snyder was there.
In a lot of the years that Ed Snyder was here, they didn't have the cap, so he could just say,
true.
you know what I mean? There wasn't a cap. Not 95% of the time he was here, there wasn't a cap. He could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's tough. It's you got to manage your team and manage money all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it, but other teams have figured out how to do it. Like
I just wanted to look at
Tampa
Ghost.
Bay, Boston.
Yeah.
Though the only thing with those teams, like I feel like
Pittsburgh,
the talent that came up, like I'm not saying the Flyers aren't a bad drafting team. They're not.
They're not.
It's just
but they never get that stud though.
Guy. They don't get that stud.
Right.
You were thinking Nolan Patrick was going to be that guy.
Right. JVR
or maybe Konecki, but they
JVR,
never get that stud.
Yeah, Konecki's
Well,
not
the Flyers could have that stud. They're not patient when it comes to that. He ain't working out. Let's get rid of him. You know what I mean? And that's what they have done. I mean,
so I just wanted to talk about Ghost.
I mean, a lot of young talent on this team.
So when Ghost came up, right, his first year, he blew us all away, right? He scored 64 games. He scored 17 goals, 29 assists, 46 points. That's pretty good. His plus-minus, +8. That's good for a rookie defenseman, man. I mean, we were thinking, oh, my God, this is the guy we were waiting for. The next year, I think it was a down year. 76 games, 7 goals, 32 assists, 39 points. It was down from the year before, and he was a -21.
That's the problem.
That's not good. The next year, he rebounded. He had a very nice year the following season. 78 games. This is 2 years ago. 78 games, 13 goals, 52 assists, and he was a +10. That's a good season.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wheels fell off. Don't let the sun go down on me. Because the sun went down on Peterson. 78 games, 9 goals, 28 assists, only 37 points, and a -20. Last year, 42 games, obviously abbreviated season. He only had 12 points and a -4. And then this year, 11 points in 25 games and a -1. Dude, that's.
I mean, he did start the season where he was on the COVID list.
This year? Yeah, but he's a little terrible. Sanheim is another guy I think has just looked absolutely terrible this year.
Gustafson's a fucking turnover machine.
Gustafson and Sanheim both. They just turn the puck over way too much, man. It's ugly. It's
There's no blue line presence. The goaltending gets no support.
And speaking of goaltending, I'm not saying that Carter Hart's completely innocent because he's having a bad year. He's out of position in spots, but
you have to start asking that question.
But it's not.
It's not on him. It's not.
Look what Elliott's doing. He gave up 6 goals to the worst fucking team in the NHL the other night.
Because there's no defensive support.
Right.
So all the goalies,
But it can't be all the defense. It can't be all the goalie. Like maybe he's just having a down year. But
maybe,
am I right?
Maybe it's AV. They don't believe in his system.
See, I don't believe that. Because
Ryan, how do you go from being so good last year to just falling apart?
That's what I mean. It's his second year here.
How do you go from being so bad to being so good with AV?
Last year they were really, 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 really good. So all of a sudden, because they're struggling, they don't believe in his system.
I think he's seeing ghosts. I think he doesn't trust his defense, and he's anticipating a shot when there's no shot coming, and he's out of position. I'm telling you, I brought it up with Jason Martinez a few weeks ago, and he didn't seem to agree. But I just feel like Hart was always much more upright, much more. He was anticipating the shots a lot quicker. He knew when a pass was coming. He knew when his defender had that guy, and he can kind of keep a side eye on this guy. Now,
There's
can't
no
do that.
defense.
Now he's like, shit, there's no one covering this guy. What am I supposed to do? I'm telling you, I think it's a combination of both. Like you said,
he feels like he's got to compensate for the lack of defense.
And
it's destroying his head.
And that may be the case, but like you can't tell me I'm wrong that you're starting to question if he's not the guy that we thought he was.
Well, Brian, I understand your opinion and your thought there, but I can't say that unless he has 2 seasons back to back like that. Like if he's
All
able
right. All right, so you could say he is the guy without having 2 seasons back to back being that guy?
I mean, I don't know if he's the guy. You got to wait and see next season because he had a good season last year and he's struggling this year.
Mike's laughing because I know Mike's laughing. I know exactly why Mike's laughing.
Because before he even stepped foot on the
NFL
ice,
shut the fuck up, Mike.
this
I
guy's
know.
gonna win multiple Vezina trophies. I guarantee it. Multiple Vezina trophies from this kid right here.
I mean,
Go
everybody
and
has
get your fucking shine box.
everybody has a bad year. He's got no defense in front of him. I'm not blaming it on him.
And I'm not saying, Garrett, like, I think you're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying it's on him. I'm saying I'm starting to question whether he's that guy.
Okay.
All right. I think it's fair. I think that's fair.
I mean, with as bad as the defense has been, has he literally himself won 1 game for us?
I can't say that he's done that. No.
Right. That I hope he is. Like believe me, like the hype on Carter Hart, I was right there. But
you see what's going on this year, and you're like, "What the fuck?
Like,
Are we going to have to go through this again?"
Right, exactly. With the Flyers' history, with what they haven't had a goalie since fucking Ron Hextall.
Like we had Bobrovsky, and they fucking traded him.
Every time I buy a fucking jersey, the fucking player gets. Although I'm wearing Bryce Harper, he's been pretty good for us.
He ain't going nowhere soon.
Simmons and Embiid, they've both been good, but Carson Wentz by his jersey gets fucking hurt and never the same again. Fucking Carter Hart got his jersey this year. I got the alternate jersey, and he's fucking.
See, Sean, every fucking jersey you buy, we have a fucking issue. Stop buying
jerseys.
I bought Chris
Don't get that Dawkins jersey either.
You have a Briz jersey?
You got a Briz jersey?
I don't think so anymore, but yeah, I was all on the Bruce Galloff hype train.
Dude, that might beat my Bobby Hoying one.
If they call a ball, didn't he say some shit like that?
He said, I ain't afraid of no penguin, I'm afraid of bear.
Bear in the forest.
Bear in the forest. And he was talking about going to outer space and shit. Like,
I do have 2 Drew jerseys though. They held up.
I got one. Yeah.
Yeah, Drew's held up. All right.
Fucking Brizgal.
Anyway, they're still paying him, Brizgal. So
yes, they are.
Yeah, one more year.
No, it's not one more. I think it's another 5 or 6. It was 10.
Can't be that long.
It was 10 years.
Next year's the last year.
It was 10. It was 10.
But it might already be 10 years.
No, really?
It might
Could be.
It's one more year.
Found him in a fucking pool.
Somebody's gotta look up. By the way,
he was good in Phoenix.
Oh, Jesus. Steve's last 3 jerseys he bought off of me. DRC, Matthews, and Aguilar.
Jesus Christ. Thank God you're not picking talent for the Eagles.
Wow. That's rough. That's rough.
Rough.
DRC.
Don't let the sun go down on me among the free. Rah, 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 rah.
Good. Gary, ready for Through the Beers?
Let's do it.
Back in 1941, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor and said, "Thank you." In 1985, Michael Jackson was black. And at some point in history, everyone's mother wants to get cream pie. This is Corner Pub Sports, taking you through moments in history with Through the Beers.
Through the Gary.
1977, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors goes #1 for 31 straight weeks.
Shane, keep us together, running through the shadows.
Running through the shadows.
That's a great fucking album. That's a great
really
album.
good. That's another album. Like I think my uncle brought that up as one of the top 5. So, give me about 50 rumors.
Rock on, gold dust woman.
1992, Billy Idol.
Nice day for a white wedding.
Is fined $2,000 for hitting a woman.
Look, he can't see it. Look, Gary can't see what he's reading. Look.
The Iceland already?
1966, Muhammad Ali beats Chuvalo in 15 rounds for the title.
What year?
1966, y'all. 1985, Wayne Gretzky breaks NHL season record with 126 assists.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Wasn't he like for another record? Wasn't he on another week where he had the 200-point season?
No, it was the assist, but he broke that record this year.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
1994, Jimmy Johnson.
You can't see it.
Jimmy Johnson quits the Dallas Cowboys.
Not 94.
And replaced with?
Yes, 94.
That was 94.
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer.
Yep.
1975. I can't fucking see this one at all.
Jesus Christ, Gar. Put a light on.
Didn't you write it?
Washington Capitals win their first road game after losing 37 straight.
Jesus.
Wow.
1990, Michael Jordan scores 69 points fourth time, and he scores 60 plus points in a game.
And that's his career high too.
Yep.
1942, Joe Louis KOs Mike Simonon in 6 to retain the title. I'm fucking ripped. 1962.
Thank you.
That's why I say this at the end of the show.
Montreal Canadian Jacques Palant ties record, winning his 6th NHL Vezina Trophy.
What's his name, Gar?
Jacques Palant.
Carter Hart's going to win 6 of them, man.
Multiple Vezina Trophy winner right here.
1983. Larry Holmes beats Luis Rodriguez.
Oh my God!
In 12 rounds to win the title. Thanks for the support there, bro. I love you. After this, I'm crinkling up. I'm going to fucking bed.
You'd be rolling your ass off if it was me.
You should write bigger next time.
In 2000, Ray Lewis was indicted on the stabbing deaths of Jonathan Baker and Rick Ladder.
You got more? Oh my God, he's got another page. He's got another page.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah, this is great, Gar. This is great.
Listen to the variables. That's right, homie. Trust me. Trust me. In 1950, the Green Bay Packers founder and player and coach Curly Lambeau resigns after 36 seasons as an NFL titles, 6 NFL titles. In 1968, Vince Lombardi steps down as the Green Bay Packers head coach in favor of his longtime assistant, Phil Bengtson.
Where'd he go to
Packers GM for 1968.
Where'd he go to coach after that, though?
That doesn't matter. That's not the point.
The trivia question. Where'd he go to coach after that?
I don't give a fuck.
The Washington football team.
In 2004, Peyton Manning becomes all-time record holder for MVP trophies, winning his 5th.
In 04?
Also, in 2013, Offensive Player of the Year.
Wait. So he won his 5th MVP in 2004?
Well, you don't like it? Look it up.
He didn't come in the league till 98.
Oh, whatever.
Why did he win the MVP award in April?
2014. In 1997, Scotty Bowen becomes the first coach in NHL history to win 1,000 games.
With the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
That concludes our segment.
That motherfucker was so good, man. I hated that fucking dude, but he was so consistent.
Great coach.
And that's why, and that's part of the reason why I think it's bullshit that everyone wants to give up on AV so early. You can't do that.
Nope.
Just change the personnel here blows for the Flyers. So
yeah, you may have to. I mean, you may have to start seriously thinking about trading some of this young talent.
How much year after year it's the same fucking core.
Yes.
It's the same core. But Polsky said it was the best through the years yet.
Yeah, that was great. That was great, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep. Good job, dude. And he told me he didn't have it much. That was you outlasted the song, man. That was good. It was a good job.
Oh, thanks.
But agreed, Sean. Like it's, and I'm probably the highest criticizing one on them. But you got to break this up. No, you got to do what you got to do. It's time to move on from Drew Voracek. It hasn't worked.
The only guy that says I ain't trying to be that guy more than 50 times in a fucking month.
Dave Peterson has it through the beers. 1972 New York Mets manager Gil Hodges collapses just minutes after completing a round of golf in West Palm Beach and dies of a heart attack.
Fuck him. He coached the fucking Mets.
He shouldn't eat that last cheesesteak, the
Yeah.
Fucking hot. So before we do popcorn, NFL this week has decided to expand
fucking slop porn.
What?
Slop porn? What's slop porn?
What does it have to do with anything we're talking about?
It rides with popcorn.
I had no idea where that came from.
So we got to change the segment name. It's got to be Corner Pub Slop Porn.
That might be the name of our show today. That might make that's taking that's overtaking everything else.
Slop Porn.
Corner Pub Slop Porn.
Yeah, straight up.
The slop porn variable.
What the fuck? The NFL.
How many times have you said that, Brian, growing up? Like, what the fuck?
The NFL was thinking about the future.
Hey, Carl, think
about the future.
And they expanded the season to 17 games, which is interesting. So the preseason is reduced from 4 to 3, which is good. We can all yeah. That's great news because we hate preseason.
I actually think you could have kept the Super Bowl and everything where it's at and could reduce the preseason to 2 games.
Could have done that.
Yeah, the problem is that you still only have one bye, and the other thing is, it's the problem. It was 14 games and they moved it to 16, but all these records that people got at 16 games, there's going to be a 2,000-yard rusher because he's going to have an extra game to do it.
Yep.
Those records, all those records are going to be broken now, and it's like
you're going to have a 6,000.
Yeah,
you're going to have a 6,000-yard passer,
right?
Yeah, you might. And so they're talking about going to 18 games. I don't know if that's going to happen. First of all, the NFL does extend it. They haven't had this the longest they've gone throughout their history without
extending. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you going to?
It could be 16. They're going to need a second. They're going to need a second bye week.
Well, it goes.
You need to start earlier.
If it goes to 18, you will. If they're saying if it goes to 18 games, you will have 2 bye weeks,
and then they're going to reduce the preseason to 2 games. Like I think eventually you're going to. I mean, the shit you're hearing with NFL insiders and shit, like saying it'll never get to 20. I think eventually. Now, it may be 15 years, but I think eventually it gets to 20 games and there's no preseason.
By the way, so you got to share Dave Peterson's last comment.
I did.
No, I missed it.
I already had it up there, yeah. Yeah.
Why do 20 weeks and not have the revenue for every single week? You know what I'm saying?
National revenue, anyway.
Right.
You only have right now. You have the local revenue for the preseason games, which doesn't really bring in anything.
Right. So,
preseason.
Why?
You have to have at least one game.
Why? None of them really. Why? None of the important players really play any of them.
You still need to fine tune a little bit.
It's not about the important players though either. There's 52 spots on the team. Like, I don't know, man.
Every other they have the shortest. The NFL has the shortest preseason of everything anyway.
Right. Yeah. Even if it's still a month. Hockey, basketball. Basketball is pretty short though. Basketball might be about a month, but hockey, baseball is obviously more than a month. They start in February. So
baseball's almost 2 months.
But baseball is different because you got to get the pitchers right.
So what's the difference between that or the timing around of a receiver and a quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, I know it's different, but college doesn't do any preseason. Start training camp 2 weeks earlier.
They do scrimmages.
Yeah, they do. First of all, they do scrimmages, and second of all, they do preseasons. Penn State plays Children of the Poor the first 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
So Steve's saying the problem is they don't want to pay these guys more for a preseason game that turns into a regular season. But Steve, they're paying the guy per year, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, and with the players complaining, like this is, and granted, like I'm with the players, like more chance of injury and all, but the players are complaining like this gives you another game jack. So
yeah,
it's
but no, it's not because if they're making it 17 games this season, you signed a contract for whatever money that you signed the contract for, and when you signed it three years ago for a 5-year contract, you signed it under the premise that you were playing 16. Now you're playing 17 games. You're the NFL, the player, like the organization, everybody's making an extra 1/17 out of your money. So if you're making $16 million a year, right? They're pocketing the extra $1 million that you really should have got.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah, the NFL is pocketing the NFL, the owners, whoever it is. They're getting an extra game that you signed a contract for $16 million to play 16 games 3 years ago. Now they're like, oh, we're still paying you $16 million, but you're playing 17 games.
Right.
And we're going to pocket the rest of that money that we're going to profit off of it.
But it's still an extra week that you get a check.
No, you're still getting $16 million.
I understand that, but it's still a week that you wouldn't get a check that you are.
No,
I don't.
You're getting $16 million for the year, regardless. They're not helping you to. They're not.
So you necessarily like you don't get $1 million a week. Like you get 900,000 a week.
Yeah, but you were getting that anyway. I don't know how they space it out, but the fact is that you're getting paid for 16 weeks from what you signed to play 17.
All right, but you're making $16 million.
Well, talk about the guy that's making a minimum of $200,000. That's got to go out there. I mean, granted, look, I know. Who's the guy that's making $200,000?
Stinks.
For playing a game.
For playing a game. I get it, but
you're working 16 weeks and you're complaining about 200,000. That's a problem.
Well, I mean, but you signed a contract. You signed your worth of a contract for 16. There's the NFL and the owners are just pocketing extra money based off of this that you're not getting, and that's not fair.
I agree,
but the NFL's a business,
and the owners are always going to make more money. Like
Absolutely.
They're always going to make that. Doesn't matter what happens. They're always going to make more money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, and I get it. It's not the same, but your company says all of a sudden, oh, by the way, we want you to work an extra, 5 hours a week. Cool. Am I getting paid? No. We just decided to negotiate that in, and
like I get what you're saying there, Mike.
You.
I get what you're saying there, Mike. But like, I make $20 an hour. These guys are making millions for playing a game.
But they're making millions based off of what they were worth at the time that they've negotiated out. It's still not fair.
And I agree. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you on that point.
Exactly what life ain't fair.
But Ryan and Gary, just saying, look, you're making $10 an hour, you're making $20, you're making $40 an hour. Your boss tells you you're working an extra 5 hours and not getting paid for it. Are you ever okay with that?
No, it's going to piss me off.
No, I agreed. I'm not okay with that.
And you're not going to go, and if you don't have a platform to say, you're not going to say that's fucked up. Like, you shouldn't do this. Like, you.
But I don't disagree with your point, Mike, but it's hard to compare it that way when the money is so much different.
It's a lot different, Ryan.
Right. Like it's
like
so,
it's a million times different.
Like, it's drastically different. And I'm not
what he's saying.
Right. Like, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with your point. I'm not. It's just
the only person, the NFL and the owners are the only ones that are getting money, that are making money off of it.
But that's
Mike's
the way
is,
it's.
I'm not working for free.
But that's the way it's always going to be. It's always going to be that way. The owners are going to make out more than the players. Always.
And Steve's got the other point. Like, this is one more week that they can have a concussion. This is one more week that they can have an injury that changes it. You're talking Dak Prescott, who's franchise tagged, who has the opportunity to make a $200 million contract. Now has to play one more week and risk that injury for one more week, but not get paid the extra money for it. I don't know, man.
And I hear you there. Like, I agree with that point, Mike. I do.
But I mean,
at the same time, you don't want
the position that you were signed to play for. You know what it entails. You know the risks, and you also know the rewards. So,
but you knew the risk at 16. It's different when you're signing for 17 games than 16.
It is, and I can't stress it enough. I agree with you, Mike. I agree. It's almost like you're playing another game and not getting paid for it. I hear what you're saying there, but when you're making this kind of money, and in 2 years, because they just signed a new TV contract with the ESPN and ABC,
the contracts are going to go up.
Yes, like the salary cap is going to go up drastically. So, like, the players are going to have a chance to make more money. The players' union wouldn't have signed off on this if that wasn't the case. And I don't know, for you, like, I'm not trying to call you out on it, but to say, like, the players are not making out, like, you're making millions for playing a game.
Yeah, they make too much money, but there are guys that are just there are those guys at the end of the roster
that make $200,000 a year,
right? That are playing that extra game, and one of those guys on that 17th game is going to get injured, and ruin their career.
And he's going to have more. He's going to have more money than I'll ever have. So I'm not going to feel
200,000.
I mean, that's part of the game.
It's all right.
It's part of the game.
Give me 200,000. I'll be set for the rest of my life. So, like,
what, $200,000, bro?
We've seen. I hear this, but we've seen. Okay, perfect example was Francisco Lindor just signed the deal with the Mets, right? They were fighting over 2 years, 10 or 12 years. 10 or 12 years. They were fighting over 10 or 12 years for a job. And he's going to make over $325 million either way.
Mm-hmm.
And they were squabbling.
And you're bitching about that? So
they're bitching about that. The richest of the richest in playing the sport are bitching about that. What do you think those other guys are doing? The guys making 200, $300, the league minimum.
Those guys are just happy to be part of the team.
But yeah, they could be. But there's also guys. What about the draft picks coming in? They're not making the buku bucks yet. They have an entire future. I gotta do it again. I'm sorry, guys.
Eckhart, think about the future.
They got the entire future ahead of them. So who's that? Is that you, Gary? I guess it's you. They got their entire future ahead, and I don't know, that 17th game, if they're not getting that extra compensation, they might have a point to say, fuck this. Like, I want my extra money. I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword. It really is. It's tough. And I really don't have an opinion on it. I really don't.
Yeah, like I was just like I'm not for it or against it. Like I'm just debating your point, Mike. But again, like I'm not gonna.
I just hate the owners are the richest of the rich, and you guys are bitching. Oh, these guys are making this much. The owners and Roger Goodell and all these guys, they're the ones that are making more money off of this. So you're like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, these poor athletes. Like, what about the owners that just made $1 billion a year because of one game? And they're like they're just pocketing $1 billion.
And
as an owner, Mike, your plan is to make more money. It's not to lose more money. You can't hate it. You can't hate the owner for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they're business.
You can't hate the players, the work for bitching.
But I'm not.
I get that part.
Without distributing any of it to us.
Right.
Your company makes $1 billion this year and says, sorry, no raises this year.
Right.
Right.
Hey, we had a bad year. Sorry, my bad. You're not like, what the fuck? You made $1 billion. You're making $1 million this year. If you made $1 million this year and they're like, sorry, no raises, you're not pissed that they just made $1 billion and not.
Yeah, I'm pissed, but I'm getting up the next day, having my coffee, and still going to work.
They're going to work too.
That's all I'm saying, Mike.
But they're
just go to work.
But they're going to work with a much bigger paycheck than I am.
I understand that point too, Ryan. But
they, you know what? They're making their owners much more money than you are.
I agree, Mike. The work I do, I make my owner fucking $3 million a year. I get paid $20 an hour. Like it's a business. Like that's the bottom line. That the NFL and sport.
That's exactly my business.
It's a business. The owners are going to make more money than anybody, and the lower guys are going to suffer for it.
Right, but Mike's point is, Ryan, you make $20 an hour. You see the owners making $3 million, so you're not thinking to yourself, "What the fuck? I can't get it."
Of course I do. Of course I do. But I'm also not making $1 million a year for playing a sport.
But still, that's their job. It's not their, you know what I mean, Ryan?
Then find another job then. Like I'm sorry, like I am not
shine box.
Again, I'll say it again. I am not completely disagreeing with Mike. I hear his point, but you're never going to make me feel bad for a player.
Right? Like you make $1.5 million a year to sit on a bench and you're bitching.
Right? Like I think the league minimum is $500,000. So like I'm sorry, I'm not going to feel bad for that.
I don't know. I don't know about feeling bad.
I put it this way: when you're the best. I'm sorry, Mike.
Go ahead.
You're the best of the best. You're the best of the best, right? If you make it onto an NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB roster, I'm not counting soccer. It's fuck soccer. You can't. You make it onto a roster. You are the best. You're best in the world, man.
Yeah,
you are. I don't care if you're a special teams player. You're better than most people.
You're better than the average Joe.
Yeah.
You're way the percentage of you making is this big.
You dominated somewhere.
Yeah, you made it to that point. You made it a professional roster to make that big money.
So quit bitching. Go to work.
Well, I wasn't saying that. What I was saying is, you got to that point. Do you deserve the most? Because your window is this open, for a lot of guys, the majority of the league. Think about it. Think about relief pitchers, the special teamers, hockey, the fourth liners. Those guys, their windows are this big. You got to take advantage as much as you can in that time. That might be because you dedicated the majority of your life. Your parents dedicated their lives, right, to getting you to that point. Like, look, they're not thinking, oh, he's going to be an all-star. But once you get to high school and you have scouts watching you,
they're starting to get recruited.
Your path is now chosen, right? It's there. And that's what your concentration is. You got a scholarship. Now you're going to college. Now you just got drafted or you got picked up by a team as an undrafted free agent, whatever the case is. That is now your job. And that money you make is either going to make you live forever with that money, or shit, I'm going to be out of this money in 2 years. I have to find another fucking career at the age of 26. And look, we've all been through that, you know.
Nah.
So I don't want to be like total, but when since high school on, all you've done is play sports, and now all of a sudden you're ditched. You can't make a team, and that 500,000 that you just made, that's it. You know, you're not getting a retirement fund from the league because you have to play a certain amount of time and all that. So you're not getting a pension or anything from the league or anything like that. You now have to find a new career. That's why a lot of these guys go out and, you know, try to start their own businesses and do whatever.
They don't get degrees.
They don't.
All right, but them lower tier guys, what did they get their degree in college? Like they got a free education.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brent Selleck. Brent Selleck was a very successful tight end. Before Zach Ertz, he probably was the best tight end the Eagles ever had. He left football and is now a real estate agent. Like
he owns quite a few burger joints too, man.
Does he? Yeah. So I mean, look, the average Joe can't do that, but you know, these guys have to. I'm not saying Brent Selleck's not hurting for money. I don't think that's the case. But there's just, I don't know, like there is. I hear what you guys are saying, but I do think there is a line where, first of all, you're not managing your money correctly, which a lot of these guys do. When you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're not managing your money correctly. We hear stories about that all the time. $500,000, $1 million even. That's not enough to last you a lifetime. I don't care what anyone says. $1 million isn't going to last you a lifetime.
It's not a lot of money.
It's not today.
Well, I mean,
it's all.
It's more money than I'll ever see, but it's not a lot of money.
My point is, you may or may not feel bad for the players for having to play an extra game, but if you're not pissed off at the owners for being able to like be greedy and pocket that extra money without having any repercussions and not having to shell out anything,
all Brian's saying is 500,000. It gives you more opportunities to do things than it gives him.
Average Joe, absolutely, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And
there's, you know, the reason why it costs over $100 to go to games because they pay the talent way too much, and that's in any sport, Dave. I mean, really, the ticket prices just skyrocket. It's inflation.
Yeah, but they're gonna charge that extra $100 for that extra game.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And the Eagles tickets are going up,
and they are, and again. And like a businessman's mentality is to make as much money as I can.
Right.
And you know, the like I just said, the lower tier guys, I get it. Like they may not make $20 million, they may not make $5 million in their life, their career in the NFL. But you also probably got a free education or 75, like 33 quarters of the way paid. What did you take up in college? Like when you're in college, there had to be a light that went on that says you're not going to be the premier NFL star.
But so, Ryan, we even talked about that in college and stuff. Yeah, they get a free education, this and that. How much money did Alabama just make off of your ass?
That Mike, that's a different topic, though, dude.
Topic, but I agree.
That's a completely, and I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Like Mac Jones, like just. For one in particular, Mac Jones. How much money has Alabama made off Mac Jones' name, and he doesn't have a cent to show for it?
Right.
I completely agree with you there.
Cent for it. He's not allowed to even sign an autograph.
Exactly. Right. I completely agree with you, but that's a completely different topic.
Yep.
So Mac Jones is now, I mean, what's he, the fourth quarterback prospect? So say he comes into the NFL and he's terrible. What did he take up in college? He got a free education. And even if he's terrible, because he's going to be drafted in the first round, he's going to make $3-4 million.
Yeah, he's going to.
Was it free, or did he? Was it free, or did he work for that education?
I don't know. I don't know what he was as a recruit.
But whatever, he should have a degree.
But yeah, he has a degree. But look, you're a college athlete. Got news for you. You're passing classes because you're told. Those teachers are like, you know, he's an athlete, he's a student. If you don't think there's benefits to being a student, he's a professor. Those student athletes, they have.
That's all right. You can't make it to class. We're still going to give you an A.
They have privilege, not an A, but a pass. You're going to get privileges.
Absolutely.
They don't. Look. I'm not saying all of them. There are several. You know, there are several players and people who play professional sports who have actually done their due diligence. I'm not saying there isn't, but there are plenty who haven't.
Right. Right.
You know, look, I
But the ones who
I don't want to say it on the air, but there's a player that immediately comes to mind. I'm like, that motherfucker didn't spend 1 minute in class. I know he didn't.
Right. But the ones who get, and I'm not saying it's right, but the ones who get pushed through, they're not ever going to have to hurt for money because they're that high of a prospect.
I just texted you the name. But yeah, man, it's such a fine line, man. It really is. But
yeah, I mean, I just hate owners, you know, lining their pockets.
Mm-hmm. No, hey,
but if you were the owner of the business, Mike, you're going to do the same thing.
No, I don't know. Gary.
Yeah, you are.
Garrett, don't tell me what I'm going to do. You know what?
All right.
But every owner of every business is kind of
lining their pockets.
But they're lining their pockets. But you know what? There's a point where
you don't own a business to be nice to everybody.
Oh,
you own a business to make the most money you can. That's why you own a business.
You don't own the business to screw over people either.
Yeah, but
I
disagree,
Mike. I hear you. Like, if I own a company, I'm not worried about
I'm gonna
the
fuck
lower.
Everybody I can to keep the money out. That's fine.
Maybe not that, not that extreme.
Not extreme.
But
you're fucking people without them knowing.
Right, like the guy at the bottom of that's like I'm not worried about him. I'm really not.
He's just an asset to you.
You're right. Like, I'll just get somebody else to do it.
He's just an asset.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, your wife's pregnant and having complications with your pregnancy. We can't offer you medical. Tough shit.
Mike,
that's the way of the world.
That's just the way it is.
I got a guy that's making $90,000 a year. I can hire 2 younger kids and pay them each $30,000 a year. Get rid of the guy that's making 90.
Exactly.
I'm saving $30,000 a year.
And he's got 3 kids and 2 of them have disabilities. He doesn't.
Sorry,
that's not my problem.
Right.
It's just the way it is. It's just cutthroat, man. Like,
it's just the way it is.
It's the way it is, baby.
I just want. I want.
Yeah, I mean, we went round and round on this.
I can't believe this conversation went that deep.
That was a good conversation, though, man. I was not expecting.
Yeah, I didn't really think we were going to. Steve, this is your fault. You brought up something.
It was good, though. It was a good conversation, guys. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
More slap porn.
So I got Corner Pop popcorn.
I got to pee so fucking bad.
1980. Dude, this is a good.
80's got to be a good year.
Good year, yeah. All right, number 10. Mike and I, we went to Chicago and we went to that restaurant. What was hanging on the wall? Costumes.
Was it Chicago? The musical?
No. Well, it was in Chicago and it is a musical. Not the movie Chicago. Blues Brothers.
Come on, Mike.
The fucking Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. Number 10 that year.
That's Chicago. Shawshank Redemption.
That's Ace Ventura.
Number 9.
Get out. Go. Get out.
Jason, huh?
Nice.
Friday the 13th, part 1.
Kevin Bacon,
ranked in. Yeah, Kevin Bacon was in it, right? $9.59 mil. And it was number. Let me see. Yes, it was the top horror movie that year. That's awesome.
Yo, that scene where Kevin Bacon's fucking killed. That's fucking classic. Classic.
Yep.
He's got the bag over his head and he's just
great.
Kevin from underneath the bed.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Bacon and then Johnny Depp in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 pretty boys. Well, Kevin Bacon wasn't a real pretty boy, but a Smoking a Bandit 2. What the fuck? I didn't know there was a Smoking a Bandit 2.
I hated Smoking a Bandit 1.
You know what? Oh, fuck. Man, I should have looked at this first because I don't want to. Come on, stop this. Did you ever see Smoking a Bandit 1?
No.
I don't know.
I
Never seen it.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I have to play this if I'm talking about this next movie. I need 1 second. Hold on. Yes, I got it. All right. Number 8.
Is that my daughter?
Coal miner's daughter was number 8 or number 7. I mean, number 7.
Loretta Lynn, right?
67. Yeah, yes, it was. Number 6, Private Benjamin.
Giggity.
Giggity.
I don't know that one. Number 5, Any Which Way You Can.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know that one.
No, me neither.
Dude. Wow. Number 4, Airplane.
Nice.
Wow.
That's great.
I'll tell you, brother, the bro was on. He performed extraordinary.
I just want you all to know we're all counting on you.
I am serious. And stop calling me Shirley.
I found myself down the YouTube rabbit hole.
I was swimming in raw sewage, and I love it.
I ended up finding myself watching Leslie Nielsen interviews on Conan O'Brien and David Letterman, where he brings a fart machine and he hides it in his pocket, and he's talking, and he's like, "Yeah, so anyway," and he goes to cross his legs, and Conan's like, and Conan ignores. Oh no, it's Letterman. Letterman ignores it because he's like, "What the?" All right. So Nielsen's talking, and actually, it's weird because Nielsen's actually serious. Leslie, I should call him. He's very serious because he was talking about dramatic roles and stuff and all that, and then and all of a sudden he does it like the third time, and David Letterman starts. He goes, "All right, what's going on here? What do I got? What do you got?" And he's like, "Check it out." And he brings it out. This little mechanism. So late, like 20 years later, he's on Conan and he does the same shit. And Conan is so green. It's so funny to watch the interview because Conan is so like embarrassed by it all. Like, you're gonna make me lose my credibility, you know. And Leslie, all right, I gotta see this thing. And Leslie tells the story. He goes, "I don't leave anywhere without this thing." He goes, "I've had it since year so and so." Like it's pretty funny, man. So if you ever watch, just look up Leslie Nielsen fart box. Maybe, you know what? Maybe rephrase that. Number 3, Stir Crazy. I don't know that movie.
Oh, that's Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Yep.
I never saw
That's a great movie.
Watch it, Sean. You'll laugh your ass off.
Yeah, no, I never saw that one. 9 to 5 is number 2.
Dolly Parton.
Number 1, Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Absolutely.
So, honorable mentions. It's the final countdown.
Oh my God.
American Gigolo is number 12. Popeye with Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall.
Oh, what a great movie.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, dude, that's one of the worst movies
Oh, I love that movie. Robin Williams,
that movie was fucking terrible.
Oh, I loved it.
Urban Cowboy, number 16.
John Travolta.
Now, I mentioned a horror movie at number 9 is Friday the 13th. Number 17, one of the greatest cult classics ever. One of the greatest horror movies ever. Daddy isn't here, Mrs. Torrance. The Shining.
Oh wow, The Shining.
Shining.
Oh, shit, that didn't make the top 10.
Nope.
I think that came out. I think that came out the previous year, though. Wasn't that on the list last week?
No, it was 1980. Shining came out.
Wow.
Here's Johnny.
Cheech and Chong's next movie was number 18. Caddyshack.
The Meet You with God, man. The Meet You with God.
Again, hell is that not top 10?
Right. That's pretty. No, hold on. Is it Cat? Yeah, it was the first Caddyshack. That's pretty wild.
Cinderella story came out of nowhere. Former groundskeeper. 300 yards out. He's gonna use a tree wood. Oh my God! Totally groundskeeper.
Totally.
Tears in his eyes, I guess. He's gonna use about a tree iron.
Tree iron.
90 yards out.
Yeah, 250 yards out. He's using his 3 iron.
Yeah. Oh, it's up. It looks good. It's in the hole.
Yeah, that scene apparently was completely improvised.
It was all Bill Murray, right?
It was like just roll it, and he's just doing this whole thing. Jack Nicholson, I don't want to hurt you. No, yeah, let me finish.
Fucking brains.
I don't want to hurt you. I just want to bash your brains in. Bash them the fuck in. Flash Gordon, number 20. Flash.
Savior of the universe.
Oh, that was good. Number 4 or number 24. Oh man, come on. The Elephant Man.
I am not an animal.
It was John Hurt, right? John Hurt.
I am not
an animal. Bronco Billy, number 25.
What are you, deformed cocksucker? You
27. Raging Bull.
Nice.
Wow.
You sucked his cock, didn't you?
You fucked my wife? I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up with the Sesame Street one.
I am not an animal.
31 was In Search of Historic Jesus. I just wanted to bring it up here on Zombie Jesus Weekend. And the last one I have is 32, The Fog. Another hard, dude.
I don't like The Fog.
The most depressing ending ever. I'm not going to give it away, but holy fuck. Yeah.
I don't like The Fog.
No, you don't like that one?
I don't like The Fog.
I don't like it a little bit. I don't like it a little bit. So that's Corner Pop Popcorn for 1980.
More slop porn.
More slop porn.
Quarter Club Slop Porn Raw. Name of the episode?
Music by Queen. What's he talking? Music by Queen. It must have been a movie we referenced. I mean, must have been
Flash.
Flash. Shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it was. Guys,
We went 2.5 hours.
Dude, we spent like the last 20 minutes on the 17th game, though. So we made it work, though.
well, next week.
Good content, though.
Yeah. Next week, Mike, we're going to get to a list next week. Top 10 quarterbacks ranked going into the draft over the last 40 years.
I think it's going to be 2 weeks.
2 I'm sorry, next 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now,
So retract what I just said. To steal a line from our buddy TK or TK Goldsmith.
Need a mulligan.
We need a mulligan. Check out that podcast, by the way. Need a mulligan. Good shit. Dave Peterson, thanks for sticking in. I think Steve's still on. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Everyone that was on the thread tonight, keeping the show lively, keeping it interactive. I just love the fact that we have this interaction during our shows, man. It makes a lot of fun, and
yeah, it does.
It's instant feedback, and not an instant feedback for Sarah Jessica Parker. Instant feedback. Good show, guys. Gary, you ready?
Like a foot.
Gary, all right?
I'm ready for bed, man.
Dude, if Gary's arm slips,
Hey!
if Gary's arm slips, he's hitting the ground.
No, Mike. Last week I fell asleep right on the show. They said
On the show.
You did.
Right on the show. He was in his computer. He was.
Yeah. Dave, you're right there. Happy Easter, my man.
Happy Easter,
everybody
Dave.
out there listening. Happy Zombie Jesus Day, everybody. And
make sure you pull your nails.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. What the fuck, dude?
Ready?
Well, we know Jesus is black. Never mind. All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Penis out.
Have a good one.
Let's go drink some beer.